Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YeeHaw Lads podcast, episode number 88. For week 4 in a row, I am slightly sick, and now I'm working 60-hour weeks, so I've gotten nothing done. So everybody else here is going to have to fill in for all the stuff I didn't get done. Unfortunately, I'm not the most broken this week. That award goes to Marcus.
Hand woken.
I'll say he's waving in a cast.
Or
in a sling, I should say.
It's like a half cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
so,
calm down.
yeah.
Don't church it up, son.
Well,
That's
whatever.
still a shit box.
It's still a shit box.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I woke up
3 Fridays ago?
Tuesday morning.
Tell the whole... Go back to day
Well,
one.
okay, all right. So day one, the 9th, I was coming home from work.
Yeah.
I'm like, my wrist is a little weird. Whatever.
Was there a specific thing you did?
Nope.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, there was no official, like, oh, I did this and my hand hurt. It was
Yeah.
just like,
Nope.
hey,
Like,
it
my
hurts now.
Yeah, my wrist is a little sore.
It'd be
Yeah,
nice
whatever.
if there was like an official thing. You'd be like, hey, work, I'm hurt, and I was at work when I did it. Pay for it.
Yeah, but
But it's
then I'm
not.
going to have to sit at home, and I'd rather blow my fucking brains out
You'd
with a
rather-
wireless hole punch.
You'd rather be at work at 10 degrees. And
Yep.
you're like, yeah, that's fair.
I'm on
been
light
50.
duty. All
I'll say
I
it's
do
been
is
50
It's been
now.
so
yeah.
nice.
all
this
I do
last
is sit in the fucking truck.
That's all you do anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, go
But
back to your...
woke up the 10th, which was a Friday, and like couldn't do this.
What
with
is
my
this
fucking wrist.
for people who can't
I couldn't
see?
bend my
Salute.
fucking wrist
backwards.
Yeah.
backwards or forwards.
So at all, really.
Yeah,
How was side to
Limited
side?
motion.
Yeah,
Could you twist
fucking
it?
hurt. Yeah, a little bit.
How about bop it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pull it,
Yep.
Hang it.
spin it.
And by it, I mean myself.
Load it.
Good
Shoot
call, good
it.
call. Okay.
Paint it. The ceiling.
And that was the
Yeah.
same Friday the 10th that we were going to pull the engine out of your
That
car.
we did pull the engine out
Out of
the
the
car.
donor
Yes.
car.
Out of the
Yeah.
donor.
Yes. So you did that
Um,
with a crippled wrist.
A little bit. It's weird. So in the mornings before all this shit happened,
It's a little stiff.
I was
couldn't-
gonna say it. I was waiting for him
Yeah.
to say it first.
Like,
I'm like, he wasn't going to say the word stiff, so I'm like, I
it
got to
hurt
get it in there.
more to move it in the
sore.
morning.
Because
Yeah.
it was stiff?
Stiff. Yep.
Yeah.
And then like towards like the end of the day, it was like, okay, like this still hurts, but it's not like like absolute like
yeah, pain.
roll over,
Yeah.
buckled knees, like
It got
head between your knees pain. Wasn't
Okay,
as
fair.
bad.
It got tolerable by the
Yeah.
end of the day. It hurt.
So yeah, went a week. The 17th, which I think was a Thursday. Thursday. Yeah,
I
yeah.
can pull up the calendar.
No.
If it matters.
If Friday
17th
was
is
the
a Friday.
10th.
Okay, Friday.
I'll say if Friday was the 10th, it was
Whatever.
the 17th.
So
Here's the
other
calendar.
Friday the 17th, I was like, all right, I'm like really tired of this. It's
we
not
were-
getting any better.
So you're working on your engine at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just get a wrist brace. It's
I'm
been
gonna
a week.
Well, that Friday I went to prompt care and
Oh,
they're
that's
like,
true.
okay, well we're gonna take some X-rays. Well, it doesn't look like it's broken. Here, take this steroid, this Z-Pack. I'm like, that's not gonna do shit. And they're like, wait it out.
I mean, to be fair, it's prompt care.
Yeah.
They kind of, they're
So,
tolerable.
And hey, also here's your bill for $1,000. Thanks.
No, it was
bye.
like $30.
well, yeah.
Thanks, insurance.
Someone's got insurance. Fucking
Yeah, must-
So
sorry.
yeah. So then the 28th, which was
2 days ago.
two days ago,
Tuesday.
I woke up on like 2:45 in the morning with shooting pain from my knuckles all the way down to my elbow. And like I'm a pretty heavy sleeper. And so for it to like wake me up, like you ever like wake up in pain and you're just kind of like dazed and confused a little bit?
Not really. I kind of
okay.
have like decent body health.
Oh,
I
well,
I'm not-
apparently-
It's just
I
a guy
don't.
who's been sick for 4 weeks.
It's not even sick. It's just slightly inconvenienced by like
Yeah.
some mucus.
yeah.
I
I've
feel
had
fine.
that
I
for
just
like
want to go do
2 weeks
things
now.
because I want to go outside and be
Yeah.
all over the place.
So yeah, laid in bed for like half an hour. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try to like
Sleep this
let
off.
let this just go away, and that didn't happen. So I unfortunately had to wake Tori up and was like, hey, we're going to the fucking ER because I'm sick of this shit. She's like, okay, let's go. Went to the ER, got a CT done and some morphine and a bunch of other good shit, which stopped my hand throbbing.
Oh, I bet.
And then they put me in, this half splint, wrapped me up, and we're like, yeah, you should go see the I keep saying orthodontist. It's not
Orthopedic?
an orthopedic surgeon.
Go get your teeth checked.
Sir,
I was
there's
like-
teeth in your arm.
Okay, cool. Yesterday, Wednesday, I went to go see my primary in Princeton, and she's like, so, you took steroid pack. Did that do anything? I was like, not a fucking thing whatsoever. Didn't even bring the swelling down. And of course, I had unwrapped it at this point. She's like, yeah, it's still swollen. I was like, yeah, it's been swollen since like the 10th.
Yeah, for 3 weeks.
And she's like, oh, well, like, what have you been doing? I'm like, going to work. She's like, have you been doing, like, anything else? I was like, well, I pulled an engine and trans and rebuilt both of them. She's like, yeah, it's probably not good. And I was like, I have shit to do. Like, I'm not just going to stop doing stuff because my hand's a little hurt.
Hand's a little sore.
So she's like, well, you can go to the
Orthodontist.
no, the other one.
Orthopedic.
Orthopedic. Fuck. I've had this fucked in my head for 4 days now.
Ornithological.
She's like, well, you can go to the orthopedics, and I can recommend you. I'll put you in for an order for an MRI, but I really don't know if that's going to do anything.
You're like, then don't put me in for it?
I'm like, well, something's got to get done. Like, she basically was just like, oh, yeah, just, wait it out, see what this prednisone does, and, you'll be fine.
Bounce you doctor to doctor to
And
doctor.
I'm like,
Anyway, here's the bill, $3,000.
Yeah. So, I just looked at her straight and serious, and I was like, well, I know my hand isn't broken at this point, but it's either the tendon in my hand somewhere is just completely ripped out of place, or it's just like really stretched and like inflamed and fucked. And one of those requires surgery and the other doesn't.
You just like to know which
Yeah.
one.
She's like, well, yeah, I guess that's fair.
At least rule out the surgery.
Yeah.
Like, nonetheless.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, and I just told her, I'm like, this is my right dominant hand. Like, I'm a right-handed person.
Yeah.
And you're just going to tell me to wait it out? I've been waiting for 3 fucking weeks.
Yeah, if it was like 2 days, 3 days, you'd be like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
wait it out.
Yeah,
You're like, yeah,
definitely.
I suppose that's fair.
I was like, I have like a job and like shit that I do, and, I kind of need my right hand. So, like, waiting it isn't going to do anything. And this is why I hate coming to the doctors, because all you bastards do is just push pills.
What if you just don't go?
That's basically what I told her. I was
That's
like,
what I
you can
do.
either give me a straight up answer. I'm just not going to fucking come back because fuck this shit.
Just don't go. It's fine.
So, got out of that appointment, immediately called the orthopedics
There you go.
office. Thank you. I was like, hey, I need to schedule an appointment because this needs to get looked at like ASAP. Like, it's been fucked up for weeks and I'm tired of it. I'm right handed. Like, this needs to get
This
fixed.
was Wednesday?
Yes. They're like, oh, well, have you had any imaging done? I was like, well, I got a CT in the emergency room. She's like, what about an MRI? I'm like, I have one ordered, but I'm just waiting to schedule that, but I have to wait until my insurance says, yeah, you're cleared to do so. She's like, well, we can't do anything till that's ordered. So yeah, call us back later.
Fair.
Fucking
I would
hell.
rather they tell you that than, yeah, sure, come in. Like, oh, yeah, it's messed up.
Yeah.
Well, we need an MRI. You're like, I was already going to do that. Why'd
Yep.
you have me come in?
So yeah, I got to wait until tomorrow and then I can call my
So
insurance.
how did you find out that it was officially, like, fucked up?
He didn't.
I didn't.
He's just a
Well, okay, when I went to the ER, they're like, okay, it's not broken, which most likely means you have injured a tendon inside of your hand.
Okay. Fair.
That's kind of one of the only other like 3 things.
Yeah.
in
Do you
there.
guys-
I just remember, like, you put it in Discord. It was like,
Hand broken.
shit broken at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Was in pain. Went to doctor, and I'm like, neat. He figured it out. I didn't know you were still waiting on
No,
shit. My
I'm
bad.
still
Okay.
kind
Yeah,
of. I've ruled out that it's broken.
fair.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys, or do you guys specifically, Brian
Hold
and
on.
Andy?
Look at you all doped up.
I was not doped up. I was so
That's
fucking
not doped
tired.
up.
No, this is I'm angry at the people I'm around, and
Thank
I
you.
cannot wait to leave.
Thank you.
It's like, can't wait to fucking get out of this room.
Yep. I was like, man, I can't wait to go home and go back to bed because I'm tired.
I'm sorry.
That was my.
Is this their internet?
no.
course it
That's
is.
the blood ox.
okay. So at first, I'm
Pulse
like,
ox.
Oh, it
Sorry.
runs through Ethernet.
I'm like, is
Yeah, it
this their
does.
fiber? I'm like, what is going on?
Looks like my setup at my parents' house right now.
Yeah, that's
Honestly,
my.
that's-
I'm tired of this shit face and I'm ready to go home.
fair.
But so yeah. Okay. Do you guys remember this story? Mr. Harris, shop class teacher.
Yeah.
Remember we were doing shocks on one of the.
I
other
wasn't in the
teacher's
automotive with
car,
his, but
whatever.
yeah.
But you probably heard about this, and he Mr. Harris was a big fucking jack dude.
Yeah, he's 6'2",
Yeah, he
6'4".
was- yeah, he did
probably
CrossFit
6'2",
like
and, like
4 times a fucking week.
yeah, in good health
He very
for a 40-something
and
year
he
old. Probably 40.
double hand clamped a fucking vice grip, and when he went to go take it off, it came back, it slapped him in the middle of the hand, and he walked into the classroom with his hand shaking like this because he snapped the tendon in his hand.
Yeah, those shit hurt.
Yeah, it probably
Yeah.
sucked.
So I was like, yeah, I probably just did something along that line. So yeah,
The fact you can't pinpoint it is very strange, though. The fact
Well,
it wasn't
like,
like
literally
oh, I-
anything.
I
Yeah.
pulled a piece and twinged. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Whether
that
whether or not you just forgot it, but even like
well,
even
so
something, you would have been like, oh yeah, I kind of remember
there's
like doing
3
something.
small things. 2 of them are bullshit in my mind, and one of them is kind of what I think caused it.
your theory.
So, Christmas time ish.
Okay.
I was sitting on the floor wrapping presents really fast, and when I went to get up, I had my hand like this
So you were like leaning on your hand.
on
so you
the
had, like,
floor
Your hand like kind
to
of
get
spidered out.
and my thumb popped
Okay.
on my right hand. That was like 3 weeks before all this pain
That
started
seems
happening,
too far for
which
it
is
to
too
be
far.
related. Yeah.
Jason is like, oh, well, we were at that customer's house and you were pickaxing. I'm like, yeah, but with both hands.
Yeah,
Like,
it
that's-
wouldn't. You wouldn't fuck up only one, especially
Yeah.
on a tool designed to be used with
Exactly.
your hands. It'd be different if you were like using a pickaxe to like bust concrete.
Yeah,
or like no, like you were
it's
using it
fucking
in dirt.
dirt.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
or like yeah. I doubt it was that.
So
anyway.
the really only thing that I can kind of pinpoint, because like it hasn't been so much pain, it's just been like cramping. I've noticed kind of just in the past little bit with me kind of slowly working on the shitbox and stuff and doing things, as I'm hand tightening screws, the muscle in between my pointer finger and my thumb would cramp.
Interesting. Okay.
So, and like that's been happening for a while. Like I remember when we were working on both your guys' mud rigs, I was like, oh fuck, hold on, I gotta sit for a second and like let my hands stretch out.
Sure.
That's it.
That's what you're thinking.
That's
That's related
it. I
to
think
it.
it was just
Like
yeah,
that
it-
tendon is getting weak and the muscle's trying to replace the
Yes.
tendon.
I
So
think
if you
it-
overuse it, it
yeah.
cramps, bends the tendon, hurts.
I think I've just overused that tendon. And of
well,
course,
you're not getting workers' comp from me. I can tell you that. Sorry,
I don't
buddy.
give a fuck. I don't want workers' comp to fucking begin with.
Good. You're
So
not getting it.
yeah, yeah, that's about it.
So what you're saying
Hand
is
fucked.
your hand's in a little casty thing.
Yep.
Looks
You all
like
snuggled up.
looks like Squidward when he had the net jammed through his hand.
Yeah.
Firmly grasp it. Thank you.
What a cut that nobody gets.
I don't care.
But on the bright side, you got this.
Yeah.
I did get a bitchin' CT scan in my hand.
The spooky jerk off
And
toy.
you got the file for it.
Yeah.
So you're 3D printing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got to work on it a little bit more. It's kind of hard. So, like in a CT,
Hard, unlike your
The-
tendon.
yeah,
It might be extra hard. We actually don't know.
Okay,
So-
we
fair,
don't
yeah.
have the technology.
a CT does really, or the program that I'm using for this, like that, I barely touched up. That
That's
is
just
the
as
bare
the
model,
scan. Yeah.
just bone filter on there.
Right.
But the thing that sucks is like, because in the middle of your bone, you have bone marrow, which is, like little spider webbing and shit. If you ever like gave your dog a, piece of
bone?
Yeah, bone. You see.
I don't know why that took
you
so long for you
see
to get out.
The bone marrow and everything.
Yeah, the insides of the bone is not solid.
Yeah, so I have to go through the MRI imaging one by one and paint every single layer of that CT scan
To fill in all the
to
weird
fill it in,
spaces.
and then I have to import it, and 'cause
Yeah.
those, all those finger bones are not connected.
Yeah.
So I got to go in and put little dowel support pins and shit in there
It'll
and stuff.
embrace
So
all of it.
yeah, it's kind of hard to do that when your right hand is completely fucked.
Yeah, doing that with your left hand, like,
Not
that
ideal.
sounds terrible. Running a mouse for hours on end.
Yeah, it sucks.
I believe it. You're gonna be really good at it in a month.
It was
I tell you
funny
what.
today. I got up and of course I had to brush my teeth with my fucking left hand.
You're just like hitting
and I
yourself in the
kind of
jaw.
like got the motion down. I was like, man, I'm getting good at this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Well-
fucking ambidextrous at this point.
Well, I'll say I was born left-handed because my dad is also left-handed, and I'm able to do a lot of things well with my left hand. And at one point, my handwriting, my mom forced me to write with my
use
right
your right
hand because as I was learning as a kid, she's like, no, grab it with this hand. And I was just like, okay. So I made it work until like third or fourth grade. My mom's like, you should just try starting to write with your left. So about 2 or 3 months, I was practicing writing with both hands. And I'm like, I hate this. Like,
It's
I'm not,
too late.
This
neither of them
sucks.
is getting better. I'm just getting frustrated. Can I just be mediocre the rest of my life?
Yep.
And that's kind of what happened. I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm now only use my right hand to write with. But
And it's still genuinely terrible.
oh yeah, you still can't read shit. But
it
I don't
was
really
it was
care.
funny because when I went to go see my primary the other day, I had to I checked in and they had me sign some paperwork and stuff, and it's like, all right, hold on.
Yeah, like T-Rex arm trying to reach.
And
the
she's
sign
like,
in.
"Are you right-handed?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Believe
Yep.
it or not.
Yeah, turns out.
I am."
Yeah.
So
Like that's a crazy question to assume. It's
also,
like,
I
you're-
found out if you have like a scheduled, I had Tuesday at 4 p.m. was my scheduled appointment for my primary.
Okay.
If you go to the ER that morning, you can't go to your primary that day.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't know. They called me and they were like, "Were you at the ER?" I'm like, "Yep, just got back home. What you need?" They're like, "Yeah, you can't we're going to have to reschedule."
What?
I'm like,
That doesn't make
"Why?"
any sense.
They're like, "Well, you were just at the ER."
You're like, so?
Yeah.
don't
So
know.
I still need help. So
Yeah,
why the fuck would you push this back?
I'm
you
so
absolute
tired
buffoon?
of fucking doctors
Oh,
at
a
this
tough
point.
moment.
That's
I'm
crazy.
me and Tori had this discussion on the way home from the emergency room in Mendota. I'm like, I'm almost getting to the point now where I'm gonna say fuck it, and in the middle of summer we're gonna take like 3-4 days off, like a Tuesday through Friday off, and I'm just gonna go to fucking Mayo's. I'm so
Just
sick
have
of
a
this
full
shit.
body
a
diagnosis
full
done.
fucking workup done. I'm so sick of this shit.
Just walk in,
Because like
drop trowel,
the
be
nice
like,
thing,
figure me
Yeah.
out.
the
Yeah.
nice thing about Mayo's, and I remember this specifically.
I'm not leaving here until you tell me I'm wrong.
Tell me everything that's wrong
Tell
with
me I'm built different, aka incorrectly.
Like I remember this specifically with my grandma. So like if she had to, go to the emergency room for, heaven forbid anything, like the doctors there, would check her out, do all the paperwork, and all that paperwork would get sent to her primary at Mayo's.
That mayonnaise.
And I specifically remember a couple times because she had, heart failure throughout her life and everything. So she was on a water pill to,
Right.
keep shedding water. And some dipshit doctor in Peru was like, "Oh, we need to change that." And I remember because my aunt specifically told me that her doctor at Mayo's called the doctor here at Peru and said, "If you fucking do that, I'm going to come down there and I'll beat the shit out of you.
You're going to kill somebody if
Do
you
not
do that.
fucking change that. I've worked 3 years to get that
Right.
pill to where it's at. Don't fuck with it."
He's like, well, I know better. I'm a doctor.
No.
yeah, we love that.
I've had even the guy who did my surgery on my tumor in Rush go, "Is your doctor down there a fucking moron? Because that's dumb."
yeah,
You're like,
we
well,
are in
yeah.
literally BFE.
You're like,
So,
well, he's a doctor.
We're an hour from any social or any civilized
Yeah.
community. So,
So-
yes, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, my hand fucked, angry, and
Hate doctors.
hate doctor, and tired of this shit.
Don't worry, he'll have another month of it being sore and
Yeah.
slightly broken.
Yeah,
Love
it's fine.
that.
Hey, at least now, so they gave me prednisone, which is like ibuprofen on steroids. So that's for the inflammation, which it ain't doing shit. By the way, pills taste like shit.
Wah,
And they're
wah,
fucking
wah.
massive.
Wah, wah, wah.
And
Don't
they
take
gave me Norcos, which I told them at the doctor's office. I'm like, Norcos don't do shit for me whatsoever, so I'm not gonna take them.
You can
But
just sell those.
at least I'm not in pain anymore. Literally, the worst thing about this is because my hand is so closed and together. My fucking webbing in my fingers
being
get
it's
sweaty.
always
sweaty, yeah.
So that's about it.
Get some perspirant dry spray and fucking hit
I'm
it
just
with it.
gonna shove a fucking cotton ball in there.
That's
and
way
be
more
done.
work. Just
Nah,
literally
whatever.
dry spray, just go pss, pss, and it'll
So-
just keep them from sweating.
But yeah. So
Hell, just chlorinated brake clean. It dries out. It dries out your hands so fucking fast.
Till you have a Molotov cocktail strapped to your wrist. You have a
If
wrapped
you burn your hand off and all of your nerve endings, you won't
Fuck
feel
it.
the pain
It's
anymore. It's
technically
fine.
true.
So
when they
speaking
replace
of-
your whole hand,
I literally made the joke in the ER. I'm like, if y'all just want to cut this off, I'm game. I know for a fact I
Prosthetics
can
are pretty good
probably-
nowadays. Come
I
on.
know for a fact I could probably make one to be just as good.
they look at you like you're insane. You're like, I'm joking, kind of.
yeah.
Kind of.
And then I had to
little
show so it was funny because we went to Mendota because Tori's sister was there.
Mm-hmm.
And then so the doctor and the guy nurse, I had to show them both the video of I saw a TikTok and it was a girl who had cancer. And
Although
she-
you're at the hospital, like, here, check out this
Yeah.
TikTok. I saw.
It was 3:00 in the morning. I'm fucking tired, and they had just given me
Yeah.
morphine.
You're sitting there scrolling through as
Yeah.
they're dosing you
Yeah.
up.
But I saw a TikTok where a girl had cancer and she had to have her arm amputated, and so she had
What
a
a
small
drastic
funeral
turn.
service for her arm, and they fucking found it hilarious.
funny.
I was like, "See, we'll just do that. I'll put it in a fucking jar and put it in my basement, and shake it around and shit."
You can have your actual hand and your 3D printed hand next to
exactly.
it.
That was the other thing too.
So
'cause-
your real hand will just be in a permanent middle finger.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
that. I'll
Oh,
say,
yeah.
If you don't, I'll reach in that bar or in that jar and make sure
Break
it
the
is.
epoxy out, bend
pull
it,
all the
and re-pour
tendons
it.
and shit.
Yeah.
But
Halloween goes crazy at his house.
yeah, that was the other thing. The guy nurse was like, "Oh,
Just
why
say nurse. Nurses can be
okay,
men.
Nurse,
we
a
know.
male nurse
Crazy.
was like, "Why do you want these CT scans?" I'm like, "Do you want me to be honest or do you want me to lie?" And he's like, "You can be honest. I don't give a shit." And I was like, "I'm gonna 3D print my hand." He goes, "What?" It's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I mean, it is a 3D file. It is in the realm of possibility.
Yep.
Fuck it.
It's entirely possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but speaking of chlorinated brake clean, Monday, before all this shit happened,
Yes, Monday.
I very gimpily did transmission fluid.
Because this
and
weekend
new-
we didn't do anything to your
No,
engine.
because I was
You
in
were
Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
So yeah, Monday we started working again.
Monday, if you want to just go through the pictures.
I have a handful of pictures.
Yeah. You didn't cuss me out, or you probably did fixing that.
Yeah, there's always time.
Threaded piece.
It wasn't that
And
bad.
That
then
was easy. I
blocked.
just
Okay.
ran a tap through it.
Yep.
Sick.
Because it was already. So the thing about that was we just didn't have the correct tap with the correct threads. And I didn't want to keep drilling it out because, I mean, it was, what, like
It's
an
like
inch?
it's like an inch and a half.
Inch
amount
and a
of
half thread, but I just didn't want to keep, drilling the threads out. I'd rather just tap it and push the material out of the way.
Yeah.
Because it's aluminum. As you're drilling it, it's just basically melting
Yeah.
it back
Yeah.
into the threads.
Yeah.
It'll never clear out unless you get a big chunk. to
Right.
come
Which
out.
it wasn't the happiest going back in. I had it on the big
my
XR.
half-inch DeWalt impact.
And like, oh, okay, back it out. All right, in again. All right, back it out. All right, in. Okay, it finally seated. I'm gonna just fucking leave it there.
My favorite thing to do when Marcus works on stuff, and he's really tired of me, is like I wait till he finishes something and go, okay, what about this? In this case, he had it all together, this and that. I'm like, how are you gonna line up the torque converter and flex plate? He's like, oh, I can't
Fuck.
see any of those. He's like, oh, there's the access port. I'm like, can you get to it? Well, no, the throttle body's in the way. Look in there. It's like, oh, did you line up the torque converter bolt with that hole so you can like screw them together? No, I guess I gotta take the starter back off. It's just the constant like.
So you put the entire thing together.
Yes.
So yeah.
Somewhere around
So
here.
first,
Yeah, that was dumb.
first I
That's fine, but
Yeah, I was saying it's only 6
Yeah,
months. or
it-
whatever, but
it
yeah.
ain't
it's
that
fairly
bad.
simple. Let me go back.
Nice.
pulled the got the
So
put the or yeah
I'm scrolling through. What?
got the trainee pulled
Yes.
out, got it on, lifted it up.
Because we wanted to pull the pan off.
I wanted to
put a
pull
new
the pan,
filter.
put a new filter. While it was
gaskets.
up, I realized that the front differential's right there, so I drained all the front diff fluid, filled that up with some
more diff fluid.
good
90,
70-90 synthetic.
70, 140.
No, 70-90.
75.90, I think. I don't know.
Whatever.
It's all the
Or
same.
yeah.
Full
Oil-
synthetic,
it's
like
oil.
Valvoline, good shit.
The stuff that came out didn't look terrifying.
No.
It looked like it's.
It looked and smelled like shitty gear,
I'm
like gear oil.
I'm like, does it smell?
Hey,
He's like, yeah. I'm like,
Question:
then it's gear oil.
Did you inspect your transmission pan for being rusted out, just like
Yes.
your engine oil pan
Yes.
was? Okay, cool. Just checking. I just
we'll
thought
we'll
about
get into
now.
that.
Okay.
So drained the transmission fluid. It was
It looked
needed to be
it,
changed.
It looked strange. It looked more like gear oil
yes,
than it did ATF.
and smelled like gear oil.
It was like a brownish color,
It was
Yeah.
burnt.
but it's not supposed to be brown.
I mean, I don't know.
Red would turn brown, wouldn't it?
it turns
Yeah.
kind of like a
It-
purple.
It turned
Yeah.
okay. Have you ever like got your like gone and like gave blood?
no.
It kind of looks like that.
Yeah, when
it's like a
blood
very
hits oxygen.
dark red.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, yeah.
Alright.
Either way,
It was
Like in the bag.
It was red getting close to brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
on its
That's-
way.
It,
I mean,
it
yeah.
will eventually turn brown.
I've
but,
seen
like,
many colors of transmission fluid.
Yeah.
There's everything from fucking blood red to
Yeah.
fucking brown or black.
Normally, it's like a.
Actually, no, sorry, mine's purple because I put royal purple in
Yeah.
mine. so-
Wow.
It's normally like a purplish color as it fades off red. This faded instead of fading to purple, it faded kind of towards brown, which is
Yeah.
fine.
Whatever.
Yeah, so it was brown coming out. If you put your finger underneath the stream, it would you could see a tint of red.
Yeah, you could see red in it.
As long as,
when-
I'll say,
me
as long
when
as it's
I
not like
wipe too much.
straight brown. Yeah.
So
Jesus Christ,
pulled the
man.
pan off, kind of cleaned everything up. There's a
Was there any
secondary,
reason to pull the pan off?
just
because I had a new gasket.
new gasket and
Oh,
curiosity.
fair, okay.
Yeah, I just I'm
Also,
there.
because this transmission, unlike every other transmission I've ever seen, has an external
Yes.
screw-on filter,
Yes.
which I'm like,
Which is dope.
damn, that's like it's a
Super nice.
$5 filter, and you can replace it every oil change if you want
Yep.
to. That's pretty fucking
It's
awesome.
actually just a genius.
I
thing.
mainly just dropped the pan because I was going to put a new filter in it anyway, so I wanted to see how much shit was in the bottom of that
That's
pan.
fair. Clean the magnet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, all that. So got it all clean. Turns out that pan is an aftermarket pan.
It has a Dorman stamp on it,
It's a Dorman stamp. So that's been replaced.
So
and the gasket looked
the
fine.
the fact that your fluid looked like that and it's been serviced once.
I don't know when it's been serviced.
I mean, you have
or
a
why.
spare transmission,
Yep.
but
Like it didn't look bad. It just didn't
Yeah.
look red. It
Yeah.
wasn't clean red.
yeah.
Whatever.
I don't
So gear oil changed and replaced. Transmission
Fluid.
pan cleaned
Pan.
up new gasket, new tranny filter. And then I also like cleaned all the shit off of the driver's side because it was fucking covered in grease and shit.
Yeah, I mean, you could just see it in the pictures.
Yeah,
Like,
it's coming out of the front
everything's
dish.
just
Yeah.
icky.
Yeah,
it's
it
just
was-
general grit
Yeah,
from
it's
everything.
just nasty shit.
Nothing seemed to leak, but there's just stuff everywhere.
I was there, so again, might as well just take 2 minutes to clean it up.
It's in the
and
best
get
place
nasty.
ever to work
Yeah.
on it, which is at hand-eye level.
You want to go to the next picture?
Actually, I don't, because I want to talk about something.
Okay.
Marcus fucked up.
Did I?
You did.
Oh, I did.
You'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking
So
about.
the little tiny bolts for the oil pan,
Which are 10 mils.
they're a 10 mil head. They're like a
Yeah.
6
Yeah.
mil bolt.
6 mil thread.
And Marcus is like, oh, this and that. He's like, oh, I'm like, what's the torque spec? You know, because they're little tiny bolts. He's like,
He did inch pounds in there, or he did foot pounds. They're supposed to.
he
be
like
inch.
looks it up. He's like, 24 foot-pounds. I'm like, that
No.
seems like a lot.
No way.
He's like, that's what it says. I'm like,
No.
I'm like, I don't think that's right.
Either 4 or 10, not 24.
Yeah, I'm like, that seems like a lot. He's just like, whatever, and it's like, pop, and it's like, that didn't sound good.
was it the bolt pop or the wrench clicked?
No, it was not the wrench click.
Okay.
It was.
I think it was the aluminum threads
Yeah.
into the.
Okay.
You can tell the difference because when a torque wrench clicks, it's
No, I know,
satisfying
but like
click.
Brian
Yeah.
just saying pop, I'm like, okay,
no,
what thing
no.
was
When
are you
you-
referring
when
to?
you
Yeah.
snap a bolt, it's a higher pitch than a torque.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, there are
And
many
it, like,
distinct
it-
sounds.
It,
but
you could
yeah.
hear it pinging.
I think it
Yeah.
took the aluminum threads and just galled them up. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
like, popped a little bit. And like,
Yep.
don't touch that bolt ever again.
Nope.
Don't back it out and see if it's okay.
It's thread locked. It's fine.
Did you do
It's-
all of them like
Nope.
that?
Just the first one.
Okay, then you're like, okay, maybe we'll do half
He
this.
looked it up. He's like, oh, it says like
13.
like 3.6 foot-pounds or something, like a tiny number.
Yeah,
Like our torque wrenches don't go that low. I'm like, just do them by hand.
yeah, fair.
As
Yeah,
we're scoring, I'm just like, click. Like, it's
Which is
fine.
very weird to do with a fucked up hand.
Yeah, you have no
fair. Yeah, you
and
don't
it's,
have any
floating
reference.
on the cherry picker, so it's
Yeah,
like,
so it's one
Brian-
foot-pound will turn the
Brian
fucking
had to hold it. I had to turn it with my left hand while holding tension on it so it didn't rotate
Yeah.
off the
With your-
bolt
with your
my
gimp arm.
with my like elbow.
Love that.
So did
yeah.
that.
So Marcus fucked up equally as much, so we're good.
Whatever. Potato
But yeah,
potato.
so half of these are my pictures, half of them are yours. But we'll just go through them all anyway.
Cleaned up all the marring on the bell housing.
Yeah, just took a file because there's just spots from air hammering it apart. Everything was kind of just slightly rough, but it cleaned up very easily.
Oh yeah, cleaned up real easy.
But everything looked nice and good.
Yeah.
That's that. Here's the front side of the engine, just as clean-ish, nothing crazy.
Yeah, because we pulled the engine off of the engine stand, lowered it down, kind of cocked it sideways enough because when we were done with the tranny, we put the tranny back on the little dolly roller.
Yeah, I have a little like
Furniture mover.
It's,
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah,
same
furniture
furniture
mover.
dolly that the 1.6 for my Fiesta came on.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, repurpose
Repurpose it.
that.
Yeah,
It's the
hell
exact
yeah.
right size. It like holds it perfectly.
Yeah. Dropped the engine down, slid it into place on the tranny, bolted the tranny up.
Yeah, we literally just like,
Brian said you fucked up and should have waited.
yeah.
Oh, well.
Because I'm like, how
It's
you
2 bolts. It's not
because he
that
did
bad.
all the bell housing bolts. I'm like, how are you going to line up the flex plate and the torque converter? He's like, well, there's the access
Yeah.
port.
Also, make sure you spin the torque converter 1,000 times before you make sure it's
Well,
all the way seated.
that was my first thing I
We did
told
talk
him.
about that beforehand, and I specifically remember before we zip tied the torque converter to the bell housing
Yeah.
bolts, we had already pushed it all the way in, and
I would do
twisted
that
it.
again
Yeah.
before you put the engine
I
in.
put my
yeah.
knee up against it, cut the zip ties, twisted it like 3 times. I'm like, she's fucking fully seated.
Yeah.
We're-
Before
we're
we took
fine.
it out of the car, we zip tied it tight. in
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
the torque converter has never been out fully of the transmission. It
Yeah.
did move a little bit from jiggling it around
Yeah.
and whatever, but yeah.
Like I said, like 10 full rotations, it should spin
It-
by it.
it-
should spin.
It spun very
I
nicely.
can spin it with one finger.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was the first thing. I'm like, make sure that's in all the way. Because if it's not, this is going to
Guess
really
who
suck.
learned that lesson the hard way?
You.
Me.
I say all your
With that
things have-
fucking F-150.
I say all the things that you do have clutches, but not that one.
Not that. No, not
Nope.
that one.
Torque converters are so cool. Mm-hmm. They just take power and turn it into
Yep.
slop. It's so cool.
So bolted the tranny to the engine and kind of cribbed everything up and got it set off to the side.
Yeah, it really.
She's ready to go.
You're basically gonna wait till your hands healed
Yep.
enough.
Till I'm not working
Oh,
610s,
Oh, yeah, that
too.
or until his hands fixed, whichever comes first, probably.
Sick.
Probably
Well,
the
I'm
hand
glad
will
that
take it.
I don't have to worry about that this weekend.
Nope.
Yeah,
I'll
that
be
is
honest.
absolutely
Like-
out of the picture.
Cool.
Now, on the bright side, something really cool. You could pick the entire engine and trans up from this rear motor mount.
Yep.
With one link.
Yeah, it's that like leveled.
And it's balanced.
It picks up fairly. Yeah, close.
It's
yeah.
instead
No,
of
it's-
it's like this.
It's like a
it-
degree
yeah,
off.
yeah,
It's so close.
It's fine.
But I was like, I wonder, like, this is kind of in the middle. The transmission's heavy. I'm like,
I'll say the cowl might be in the way of that if you were to put it in, but
Yeah,
as far as moving
probably.
around the shop, that's pretty cool.
oh, exactly. But just to, like
Yeah.
pick it up and get it out of the middle of the floor, it was the perfect.
And it
spot
weighs
for
less than any other V8 that
Oh,
this
yeah.
engine
Oh, yeah.
picker's ever had on it, so it's like it doesn't care at all.
that. Yeah, it literally, it's just like one. Well, now the pump is starting to leak on this.
Yeah, it
finally.
was pissing. It needs to be
Like-
rebuilt.
Which if I'm gonna do that, I'll put like an electric over air or something. Something
Yeah.
like.
Something
But you
mediocre.
can see it's just kind of getting a little icky.
yeah.
Around
It's been sketchy for a while.
It's not sketchy.
You just have to go
leaks some.
extremely slow.
You just have to pay attention. It's not
Yeah.
sketchy. It's just weird.
But,
it's quirky.
Yeah, when you try to put a,
Huh?
what's the
Huh?
glove?
Glove?
Nitrate glove on your right hand.
3,000 times a day.
And, you have to, like, grit your teeth and
yeah.
fucking try to get it
what?
on. It's a
Yeah.
bit of a bitch.
You do. It sounds like it sucks every time he does it. I'm sitting there playing on my phone.
You
all
should
of
have
a
just
sudden-
bought over like a extra large pair for that, like
I
bigger
did.
than what you need.
I did.
so you can just go.
Yeah.
Well,
Still had to bend your thumb in and straighten your hand out, and it fucking hurt.
It's that thumb forefinger or thumb
Well,
index finger area that hurts all
way
the
to
time.
go.
So
But I'm sitting there trying to like mind my own business and play on my phone. He's over there. I'm just like, you good? No. Can I do anything? No. All right.
No, just listen to me be mad about it.
So it's my favorite part.
But yeah,
So yeah, engine
hands
and trans
fucked.
are together.
Engine and trans are ready to be put in. Put the new
Transmission mount.
tranny mount on, which
Good.
funny enough, I got the transmission mount off the transmission. So
The Sawzall.
the transmission mount, yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The transmission mount was stuck to the transmission cross member
Yes, it was.
because I stripped all those rusty ass bolts
Yes.
out.
Rounded
correct.
the shit out of them.
That is a 12 mil.
Yeah.
They had 3 12 mil bolts.
Yeah.
Put the nut extractor on there. Pulled 2 of them off. No problem. Just,
Cool.
had to beat the shit out of them. Again, really weird hammering with your left hand when you're fucking right-handed. Go to
Allegedly.
take the last and third bolt out. Put a 12 on it. Put the impact on it. Immediately rounds itself again. I'm like, cool. We're going down to an 11.
of the nut extractor.
Yeah,
Of the nut extractor.
of the
Yeah.
thing that is meant to bite into rounded.
Put a nut extractor, or
bolts.
put the 11 millimeter nut extractor on it. Pounded that fucker down in there. Strips it again. So what do? You put a 10 mil on there. And it got to the point where it had eaten so much of the nut off
Yeah.
that it pulled the chunk off. So I just said fuck it and got the grinder and cut the fucking stud in half with the nut on there and then spent like 10 minutes pounding it out to then realize, dumbass, it's sitting in the bench vise. Just fucking hammer the one side and it'll catapult itself out.
Oh, yeah.
It literally ripped the entire nut apart to where it was just stuck to the threads.
Yep.
Like there was almost nothing left of
Yep.
it.
Good
Just
time.
enough it wouldn't come off. Like there was like a flat washer and
Yeah.
a little bit on the threads.
Yep.
It's like, oh, this will never come off. Cool.
Nope.
Subarus.
Yeah, just yours.
Yeah, just all of them.
Just Midwest rust.
Yeah.
something like that.
fine.
Yeah, we'll chalk it up.
But
to
yeah,
that.
that was Monday, and I'm like, it's like 10:15. I'm like, I have to be at work in less than 8 hours. Can we leave? He's like, yes. He's like,
Fair, yeah.
oh
I'm
yeah,
done.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I hadn't had dinner or showered yet, so I'm like, this is gonna
Look,
suck.
I was moving a little slow.
Yeah, you're broken.
Yeah.
You know,
Broken.
cut through bolts and shit.
Yeah, it's fine.
What did you guys get done this
Still
week?
use my right hand.
Fuck.
So
I don't
Andy,
know.
you go.
All right, cool story.
What did I get done this
Well,
week?
Just that
Or
was just a transition.
What do you got
for-
going on?
What did you do,
Um,
dipshit?
Who
I'm
are
trying
you?
I'm trying to think about what I did this past weekend.
It's not that
fuck.
important.
I genuinely don't.
My
But I know.
snowblower.
Huh?
My snowblower.
Yes, I came over and grabbed that. I did something else. I don't know.
Did
Either
you
way.
like drain the carb on that? I saw it on Snapchat. And it was like
Yes,
fucking
yes.
dehydrated piss
Yeah,
yellow.
my ethanol-free gas.
Well, it was either that or it was the
Ethanol.
silicone I used to fix the leak on the little spout coming out of the gas
It
tank.
wasn't gasoline rated. It
It
dissolved.
was. It was the blue. It was the gasoline
Well,
specific blue
question.
silicone that I've used multiple times.
Nick, where the fuck did you get ethanol-free gas?
High V.
Saps.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
and Hy-Vee too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bex and
how-
Oglesby has it too.
Yeah. How big of a gas can did you fill up?
For the whole thing, I put a gallon.
Yeah, that's your problem.
What do you mean?
Because if you went to
Oh,
Saps,
it's
the
not
first
enough.
gallon
Yes.
is the first.
It's all the
gallon
water sitting in
is
it.
well,
Well, it's
not water.
essentially,
Is
but yeah,
all of
it's-
the last fuel that somebody else pumped.
It's not a gallon, but there is a noticeable
Yeah.
amount. That's
Yeah.
Yeah. So if somebody didn't do it for a while,
Yeah.
that
like
kind
the
of
last
makes
the
sense.
That's
last person
why-
who pumped was 87 octane
Yes.
E10,
Fair.
So they pumped
yeah.
that out, and now there's 10% ethanol in the hose.
That is probably fair. Yeah.
That's
Put
why-
a gallon in the Fusion first, and then
Well,
Yeah.
no.
or just
No,
yeah, whatever.
go to Beck's and
It's all-
Oglesby because that's a separate handle for the non-ethanol.
I see what you're saying. Yes,
Oh,
the hand
okay.
up until where the divider block is inside the fuel pump.
Yeah.
That's where it splits.
Yep.
So you had to drain all that out first. You
That's
probably
why
got,
whenever
a pint,
I go for, so at the end of the year, at the end of the riding season for my bike, I always go to Beck's and Oglesby, and like I will be past the reserve on my bike, and then fill it completely up with non-ethanol.
Yeah.
and then I put a little stable and
Yeah. Seafoam.
seafoam, thank you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
in there.
Why do you guys see
and I'm
foam all
good.
your stuff? It
I
doesn't-
don't-
Because
I
it
don't
sits
need
all
it.
winter.
It doesn't
Fuck,
need
I
it.
need to start my bike.
I only
just
put it
ride
on
it.
the
It's 50
small
degrees,
engine
doesn't
stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
You can't-
I
you got a
can't. I
bum
can't.
rip?
Fuck, I can't.
Hey, I will.
No, no.
I saw
no.
in Pontiac. I've seen 3 people on motorcycles. 3
I
separate
saw
people
one
on motorcycles.
on
It's been
a
50
bike
degrees
today.
and sunny.
Yeah,
It was
for
raining.
3 days. I'm like, yeah, there was. Oh, so yeah, there was a dude on like a Road King, like typical fucking Harley.
Base.
There was a enormous woman on a Honda Navi.
Oh,
We started talking about
Road
Honda
Queen,
Navis.
am I
Yeah.
right?
Is it because it's a small bike, or was she that?
No, she was a large woman. She was just that big. And then there was somebody
forced
like somebody on like a
perspective.
fucking Honda like Rebel,
Shadow
you know,
or
Shadow,
Vulcan or
and I was like,
something.
oh, look at that. I was like,
Yeah.
this is weird. Like, I don't even know.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I can't say anything. I've ridden my bike in December and January
Yeah, but-
and February.
Yeah, but now you can't because you're
Yeah.
I'm
broken.
broken. I need
Andy
to
will
start
do
my
it.
bike. No.
Yeah.
Andy will do it.
Nope.
He's right there.
Maybe next weekend I'm a little busy.
He's
Nope.
right there.
But yeah, no.
Nope.
You can do it.
Yeah,
Absolutely
last
not.
weekend, yeah, I did something on Saturday. I don't really remember what.
Couldn't
and
have
then
been that
Sunday,
Wow, that's great. Thanks.
Sunday
for
I
telling us.
did worked on your thing. I did nothing Sunday besides work. I was like,
Oh.
it was like 5:30, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm either gonna go like fix this carburetor right now, or I'm not gonna do anything.
No offense. Why are you fucking with a snowblower? Bud, we're done snowing.
In case it does, he wasn't able to use it the
Earlier-
last
earlier-
two
get,
times.
get a
Yeah.
shovel.
Literally the week before he had snow and he wasn't able to use it. So I'm like, yeah, I should probably fix
Well,
it.
then
Shovel
early-
it like a man.
Earlier this week, it was saying we were going to get like 3 to 5 inches of snow. No, we
Yeah.
didn't.
It turned
buddy,
to rain.
buddy,
but yeah.
buddy, I'll give you 3 to 5 inches.
Holy fuck.
Don't lie. Come on.
Okay.
Just because
1 to
Andy's a
2.
shady salesman doesn't mean nothing.
Either way.
Yeah.
He's got.
I'm making it right now. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought a brass fitting to replace that chewed up neck. So ideally, that like I'm gonna tap it into the plastic tank, silicone that with the fucking same silicone I use, but whatever, and then it'll be a nice like brass barbed fitting that the hose
Will it
clamps
though?
onto.
Will it?
I'm fucking hoping. I don't know. It's better than the shitty plastic that already had like a crack in it. So
Fair. It
hopefully
literally-
it won't leak fuel.
Yeah, it
is
can't
the
be
goal.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
but yeah, no, that was Sunday. Oh, and then, was it Monday or Tuesday? I spent like 4 hours on the phone at work calling everyone regarding my picking up my truck, ordering, finding a dealer with the bed,
That you want.
the bed that I wanted. Found the dealer, talked to them.
By bed, you do mean a like service bed or
Yes, service flatbed, not just a stock replacement.
Gotcha.
Because I got the quote. It was Monday morning. I got the quote, and it was $10,360 to replace
To fix your truck.
my truck, and just put a stock bed on it.
which is I think exactly what I said it would be.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be $5,000 or more. That was my starting point.
I knew it was going to be
I was
5
assuming
grand in
8.
just material.
I didn't like 10.
or
I'm like, oh
labor.
damn.
Yeah,
all
I'm
right.
like it'll probably be 10. And I think it was.
And it well then with the new place, it's called Link Hydraulics in Dubuque, Iowa.
Hey, I've been there. I met a crackhead there for a shit
I
pod.
thought you meant Link Hydraulics. I'm
Yeah,
like,
no.
when?
Yeah, no. But yeah, so they're in Dubuque and talk to them. They have an opening. I'm gonna drop my truck off on Sunday of this week.
Yeah.
And they should have it done by Friday of next week.
That'd be all right.
So-
So they have the bed in stock.
They have
or
the
they're,
bed in
like-
stock. Yes,
That's kinda
Yes,
nice.
because when I called the maker of pronghorn truck beds.
Sure.
Oh, to find
And
the
I
dealers.
said, "Where's the nearest dealer?" I'm in Illinois. They
Yeah.
said, Dubuque, Iowa." I'm like, "That's 2 hours."
Yeah,
Sure,
it's not bad.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. And they're like, okay, like, yeah, they should have one in stock. Go ahead and give them a call. Talk to them. It was about $800 more than the quote that I got just
Yeah,
over
whatever.
over
That's not
email
bad.
from the place in Texas.
But is that
I don't
in-
have to drive to Texas.
Is that
Yeah.
including labor?
Yes, that's installation.
fuck.
Yes, which actually that was also them assuming they were going to take my truck bed off. But since mine's fucked up, I don't want them to charge me more.
No,
so
fuck
I'm going
that.
to take my truck bed off and
Which,
tailgate and bumper
I mean,
and everything.
Yeah.
How are you going to get it there?
Drive it.
with no rear lights? Or you're just
I'm
going
just
to
gonna
strap them to the frame? or-
Only one of them works. I'm just gonna
That's-
duct tape or zip
that
tie the
doesn't-
one
that
to the
doesn't
back.
make it more legal, is all I'm saying.
Well, I'm also getting followed by my own rental
yeah,
car,
I
so it's
know,
not that
but-
big a deal.
Ah,
You
fuck
gotta,
them.
be aware of
Yeah.
that, I guess. Is what I'm saying.
The
Actually,
only-
you should honestly get a set of like the tow behind trailer
Yeah,
lights.
the magnetic
Flashers.
ones.
I'll just do flashers.
Yeah, but just plug them into your tow package.
Ooh.
Oh,
into your
fair.
7, your
Yeah.
4-pin.
Fair.
And just have
yeah.
the 2 stick-on magnetic lights or whatever.
Fair for $20 or
For,
whatever.
yeah, just go
fuck
to
it.
Harbor Freight, get the shittiest set you can.
Right.
And then return them immediately after.
Probably
I mean,
could.
these didn't work.
For
But yeah, for 20
$20,
bucks, it's not. It's worth having
keep
just
them
for
around.
whatever.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like you have the 7-pin right there. Just plug it in.
So
I
you're
guess
gonna-
the bumper will be off.
So you want to drive your truck without a bed and bumper.
yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay.
2 hours. It drives
No, no,
fine
no,
now.
I'm ju-
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just-
yeah. No,
I'm-
yeah,
I'm
that's-
just wondering.
That is the plan.
That was my
Fuck
first
it.
thought. I'm like, your taillights.
no, but that also means I have to get that taken off this weekend
How
so I
many
can
bolts
drive it
is
there.
that?
I don't know.
It's probably like 10.
Yeah, it should be that.
Well,
many.
it's also like the harnesses for the in-bed lights, which I also want to
Just cut it.
I want
Do
to
not cut it.
no, it's plug and play. Also, the lights that they're putting on because I'm not using my
yeah, they're
stock
aftermarket
housings.
stocks.
Yeah.
There is a plug and play harness to
Adapt.
convert-
adapt it, which is
Yeah.
nice.
Which is why you
But
don't
the,
cut it.
The harness that goes to the in-bed lights, like that light up my literal truck
you have
bed
an LED package inside
inside the bed to see your cargo area. Yes.
Gotcha.
Right.
I'm going to retrofit those onto the new bed because they have the harness there and it just
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
Where?
I don't know.
guess.
I'll find a spot.
It's like-
but ideally, there is a raised lip, so ideally, it's just cut a hole in the backside of one of the boxes.
You just take all
And then
of your
fish the wire up
LEDs
through.
out.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard.
So yeah, that's
Just-
my plan.
you know, leave-
down the road.
Well,
but, like,
yeah,
but I'm like I
but-
have the like it's able to be put in. I should put in.
No, just leave
So, yeah.
the wire harness in place, and then when you're ready, just cut
Exactly.
it with the plug, and then we'll just adapt it.
No. I'm
use the
using
stock
I'm taking them
bolt.
out of my factory bed
okay.
and just cutting
Oh.
holes to fit those.
Oh,
in.
that's
You just
easy
really
as
want to cut
fuck.
up his harness, don't you?
Yeah, no, stop it. Stop thinking like that.
That's just
I
kinda
do
my
have
thing.
to take off the factory forward gooseneck prep because
Yeah.
this truck bed comes with a gooseneck ball.
That's-
So I'm like, I'm gonna try to sell the good passenger
fuck, I
side
would.
taillight,
Fuck
which
yeah.
these taillights go for $1,000 for a set.
$800.
So hopefully I get to sell the
very
one
expensive.
side and be like,
Oh,
if
for
does
like
anybody need just the one
400.
side? Like I'm hoping somebody fucked
And
it
you
up.
can
and they're
always
like,
use
hey,
a
here you go.
spare.
Just sell the pair.
Not
just
for a
as-
bed that I don't have.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah,
need them.
that's what I mean for somebody else.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
It's always
exactly.
good to have a spare.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you just-
ideally sell that one, and
I mean,
then I'm even closer to zero.
It's not that hard to fuck up a taillight.
No, I know.
No, it
Like
happens.
but
Jason's,
find somebody to
Jason's
buy
fucking
it.
work truck. He literally, when it was like all shitty and cold out, he bumped into a fucking garbage can and it cracked the fucking lens.
It was
and
coming
shit.
right for him.
Yeah.
And it's
Right.
like
Jumped out at him.
it don't fucking take much. Fuck them
No, I
lenses
know.
up.
When it's 10 degrees outside,
Yeah.
they're very brittle.
Yeah,
But yeah, so sell that. That gets me closer to zero because right now it's $700 out of my pocket, which
Which isn't bad, really.
That-
it's an
not bad.
$11,000 truck bed
Yeah.
that I
That's
kind
not
of
bad.
wanted anyway.
And you could sell your weather guard toolbox. It's a bunch of money.
Yeah, a couple $100.
That's getting close to.
Yeah,
that was.
I'm probably gonna keep that just because.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
can.
would.
But it'll only fit that truck,
but
basically.
yeah, sell the. Well, I have a B&W 3-inch shank receiver that I can't use because this is a 2.5-inch.
You can cut it off and put a 3 in there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Sell my
yeah.
Ford prep package. I'm gonna keep that and the BMW ball. I want to keep all that just in case.
Yeah,
I
just
don't know.
for
I
a couple weeks.
Yeah, for a
Yeah.
while, for a year,
Make
maybe
sure it
just
tows
because.
nice with the
Yes,
other setup.
exactly. And if I
Yeah.
need to cut out the middle of the bed and put the Ford prep package back in, I can do that.
And you just wait till one of your friends buys a Super Duty. You're like, hey, you need a gooseneck ball? And
Yeah,
just
here you
fucking-
go. Here's the Ford
have it-
brand with a B&W ball. And
Yeah,
yeah,
I have it right
exactly.
here. Come buy it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, the B&W balls were $300.
Yeah, it
So
adds up
the
quick.
frame section that goes on to the truck
Yeah.
from Ford would be another couple hundred at least.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, so $500 for the little
Yeah.
kit there.
Yeah.
Throw it in your fucking car container and fucking
Exactly.
be done.
That's
Yeah, you have the room to put it now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Must
Yep,
be
yep,
fucking
yep.
nice.
Cool.
I keep telling you, buy another fucking container. It's gonna happen. I can't wait.
Start
Look.
stacking.
All right, so
the moon.
right now this week I've been looking at F-150s,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that has turned into like basically so
It's gotten out of control, is what
not
he's saying.
gotten out of control, but Tori had a couple ins with the dealerships in Peru when she was working at IBCU.
Oh yeah.
And so she, I just mentioned, I've been looking looking to see
Generally
just what's
speaking.
out there.
Yeah.
And so nothing against hers, she's been helping, and it helps to have a genuine contact with a
Genuine.
dealership.
Yeah. Someone just bounced shit off of.
And so she talked to a guy, Jeff Perry, that we both know, and he's like, well, I got this one sitting on a lot. It's 2019 with like 180 some odd miles.
Holy
It's got
fuck.
the 3.6.
3.5.
Yeah, 3.5 EcoBoost. You know, whatever. It's listed right now at like 15.9. I'm like, you get me 15 out the door, we'll
Then-
start like actually talking, because that's where I want, you know, shit to be. And then of course he sent, because I'm not talking directly to him.
Yeah.
You're talking
He's
to
talking
Tori,
to
Tori,
Yeah,
Tori.
Tori, yeah, you're talking through.
And
Tori.
so Tori is like blowing up my phone. Again, nothing against her, just like
Yeah.
in the middle of the day today. She's like, well, he said that, you know, keep this on the down low, but he could get us a deal if you came in today or tomorrow and pulled the trigger. I'm like, no.
that's how they get you.
Absolutely not.
You're like,
You're going to get me to 15 out the door, and then we're going to talk on my down payment plus or minus maybe a trade-in,
Yeah.
and then we'll go from there.
But you're not going to just like show up cash
Yeah.
in hand. Like, I need this today.
No. Like,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Theoretically, you have literally zero use for this truck
Yeah.
today.
Yep.
You're like, I
No,
would
don't get me wrong. I would like a truck and trailer to
Right.
haul the Subaru around
But it's not
to,
like you
to
need
rally,
it.
but
You don't need it
I don't
today.
need it today.
You can't even put a trailer on the truck because your hand's broken right now. So.
Electric
Fuck
jack.
you, I
Turning the
could.
jack with your left hand would suck even more. But
I'll
yeah,
just put the
either
fucking.
way.
I'll just put the
impact on
socket.
top of it. We do have something like that. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, so it's like, yeah, I've been looking at trucks, but
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm not gonna get bent over and fist fucked because, oh my god, you're gonna cut me a deal.
You're
Go
gonna get a
fuck
special
yourself.
deal.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
he's-
get pulled around back and fist fucked.
He's going to
in the
let
ass.
you blow him in the parking lot. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no.
You get the
no.
you get the Hank Hill special sticker price, not $1 more.
No. Fuck off. 15's my max.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you.
So-
Well, before you pull the trigger on anything, like me and Brian can definitely search on car reviews
yeah.
and everything
like,
else. And,
I'll show you guys after,
Yeah.
but
And again,
that
we
that
talked,
was like,
we talked about it this week. It's like
Yeah.
you can buy Brad's Platinum off him for like 25.
it's out of my price.
It's only got 240,000
Yeah.
miles.
Yeah.
And it's starting to rust.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know. But it's a 6.7
It's a
power
6.7
stroke over a
Platinum.
Power stroke.
F-150. So
It'll probably run to 400,000.
Probably.
6.7s are shockingly
Yeah.
good.
yeah,
It's just kind of getting rusty and
But
worn
yeah,
out.
so
he beats the fuck out of it.
yeah, that's my problem.
He's like, you have to replace brakes every 20,000 miles. I'm like, on your
that's wild.
because a 9,000-pound truck in city traffic
Yeah.
every
Oh
day.
yeah. Oh
Yep.
yeah.
He's like, I'm doing
yep.
80 plus and slamming on the brakes for cars. He's like,
Yep.
it is terrifying.
How about you just don't, Brad?
You have to.
Yeah.
You'll
Well,
die.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cars
So-
be like, I merge now.
Yeah.
Good luck,
I'm-
everybody else.
Yeah.
So you're
I'm-
getting flap.
Yeah,
service
trying to bring my
bad.
truck up on Sunday, which yeah, depending on whoever's available, whatever.
It's easy enough.
Sunday is going to be easier than the Friday.
Should be
Yeah.
To picking it up Friday
During the
is
day,
going to be the
yeah.
hard part.
I can have my mom take a day off. She's got a million vacation days or
She'll figure
sick
it out.
days.
Yeah.
But either way, I'll find something.
Just make Dom take a day off with you too.
yeah,
You're like, hey,
cripple
we're
the whole
both
work
not
site.
show
Yeah,
up.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a day off.
yeah.
No,
You're
that's
like
fair.
Oprah over here. You get a day off, and
Fuck.
you get a day off.
That's
But
fair.
yeah. So yeah, try to get that up there this Sunday. Take the bed off beforehand. My power steering pump for the Jeep came in.
Yeah. Your
So
goat
I'm
built
gonna.
one.
No.
Yeah, what
they
had
didn't have
happened
one. They would not call. They would not answer the phone. They did not reply to my email for me asking if they had
Get
one in
fucked.
stock.
I say they
PSC did not have one in stock, so I went to
Right.
Summit Racing. They had 10 in stock.
yeah of the ported.
No,
already,
it's
or-
not. They're not ported. Is just that's just what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this, it's every stock.
It's a
Every
built
the
pump.
stock pump is ported.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
That
the
style.
describing word is ported to blank,
Right.
and it's whatever number the stock number is.
I
yeah.
gotcha.
But yeah, fucking -6 in or -6 out, -10 feed.
Exactly what you
Showed
needed.
up. Yeah,
A
just
weird-
brand new,
Yeah.
$300.
Yeah, it ain't
Like
bad.
whatever. It's I wasn't in a rush for it this time, so
That
I was
helps a
able to
lot,
buy
doesn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
It's nice to get the right pulley.
I'm gonna
gonna-
leave the 5. I'm gonna leave the 5.5.
Put
on.
the 5 on and see what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
It's not that hard to
because
pull.
If you put it on
besides
and
from
it's-
the orbital, it seemed to have plenty of power.
That's true.
So hopefully
But-
we're fine.
plenty of power when you're moving, call it 100 cc's, runs out of power when you start moving 200 cc's. Do you know what I'm saying here? Like, you have enough flow right now, but
For my orbital, you're saying?
yeah, if you do upgrade to a bigger
100
orbital,
160 cc is what I'm upgrading to.
so that's what you're upgrading to?
Yes, 160 cc should be about 2.5 to 3 turns.
Okay, so yours right now is like 30
50
cc.
to I was the guy who I was talking to, Chris Agnetta, was he rough guessed it about 50 to 80.
Sure.
So
right now, if your pump is happily fulfilling 50 to 80,
Yeah.
Once you double to triple that
Well,
flow,
the pressure going in should be like
The
it's the
same.
same.
pressure and flow are tied together, though.
Yeah, I
As
know.
you move more fluid, it'll drop the pressure. If it's fine,
Yeah.
great.
Well,
I'm just saying, be prepared to put a pulley on it.
yeah.
You
fair.
might put the bigger orbital, and now the pump can't keep up.
Yeah.
Right now,
Which
it
is
keeps up
fine.
because
I
it's
mean,
slow as
how
shit.
hard is it to really replace a fucking pulley?
It's super
without
easy.
fucking it up.
Yeah.
When you do it right, unbelievably
Yeah.
easy.
I put my pulley on forward. It's fine.
Yeah, it takes like 2
Fucking
minutes.
Kenny put it on backwards. That's on him.
Yeah, we did the one on my truck in literally
Mm-hmm.
minutes. It's the same pulley, basically. Like
Yeah,
it
it's not
takes
bad.
you put the clamp
Oh, you
on
put,
it.
you put a one on yours?
Not yet.
A new one?
When
Oh.
I switched pumps.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You take.
yeah,
I
yeah.
took it
Sorry.
off one, put it on the other
Yep.
one in literally minutes.
Right, I gotta steal
Hand
your
it to you.
pen. My fucking bottom of my
Ew.
wrist itches and I can't touch it.
Oh no, so tough. No, I think I did find the right pulley though.
Oh, okay.
It is off a 1999 Buick Century Limited.
Hell yeah.
It
Is
is
this the right diameter
It's
and
like
rib
a 4
and
3/4 inch pulley with the
Yeah.
right inside diameter. It's made out of steel. I'm like,
Yeah.
great. Like I'll use
Whatever.
OEM
I'm dying
parts.
over here.
The OEM ones are all plastic though. I have to get an aluminum aftermarket.
Nick, will you
steel
hand me your
one or
straw?
something. Jesus Christ!
You guys don't fucking drink out of them
They
anyway.
have a
Fuck
thing.
you.
It's the stopper.
Yeah, that's
thing.
what I want.
What do you?
You have to
My
take the-
hand
you have to
itches!
take the lid off.
Do you want a screwdriver? I don't
Anyway.
understand.
No, because that's not gonna do anything. Thank
There's
you.
your straw,
So-
fucking gross guy.
Yeah. So
Mute your mic if
yeah,
you're
shut the fuck up.
This sucks.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna be working on the Jeep this weekend.
No, you're not. You're
in-
pulling the bed off your truck.
Yeah,
this
pulling the
weekend.
bed off. Ideally, after that, it's put the pump back on the Jeep so it's movable again.
How are you pulling the bed off?
I have a cherry picker and my little
With
lift
an
thing.
impact and a torch.
My little
Sawzall.
forklift. thing.
Yeah, your
So-
little Joe or whatever
yeah,
that thing is.
yeah.
Okay.
So ideally, one
I
of
wanna make
those
sure
on
you
each
had a
side, and
plan.
like
I'm
hope for the
certified.
best.
I could lift it up.
That's not a real forklift.
You can do whatever you
though.
want, man. I
Fuck
don't give a
yeah.
fuck.
We can bring it here and use a real forklift, but then you have to get it back.
Fuck that. Just use the goddamn
Crane.
cranes.
Cranes are so sick. You guys
they're
gotta get
so
cranes.
good.
Yeah, no, it'll be fine. I'll
If
figure it
y'all-
out.
If y'all don't have cranes, you got to get cranes.
But yeah, so
yes,
should be
okay.
able to. I mean, ideally, I could just like get all the bolts out. I could just lift it up and throw it off the back.
You just flip it
'Cause,
over
like,
backwards.
It's already broken. Like I'm gonna keep it
What if
around.
you
I might
scratch
make
it?
a trailer out of it, or like a
There's your-
liner.
there's
Just
your
set it
service
on.
bed trailer.
Kinda,
Just turn
yeah.
it into that.
Either that or like make a jig around it with a cylinder and a like hydraulic pump, and then make that a
Okay.
bed and just set it on my 5x8 for a
Oh,
dump bed.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Use it as sides for a dump bed.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but either way,
Scrap steel, go hard.
it's aluminum.
Scrap aluminum, go hard.
Yeah.
It doesn't weigh anything. It's aluminum.
Fair.
It's not even worth
But-
it.
yeah.
For foil.
Aluminium.
I'll probably scrap it at some point, but
Yeah,
whatever.
probably.
Either way.
Hey, you can just throw it on the trailer when we throw the donor ship box away.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah. I mean, this is.
I want my $3 I'll get for it.
Yeah, we'll
buy you
weigh it. Like,
lunch.
wow, this weighs 60 pounds.
Yeah.
It's useless.
Yeah. But yeah, get that off. Jeep power steering pump.
Oil pan.
Once it drives again, pull it back
Fucking
inside
the
and
oil
fix the
pan.
oil pan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oil pan.
Or try to fix it, probably give up on it and have to replace the whole pan.
So we're welding a nut and slide hammering it
yes,
out.
that's,
We decide
that's
on
my
that.
plan. Yeah.
Just give it
I just
to
got to
me.
figure out how to fit the slide hammer in there because like
Somebody
the
put an
ram
axle
is
in the way.
right. Yeah, it's all everything's in the way. So I'll have to put it on jack stands and droop the front axle down as far as I
Just
can.
pull the fucking oil pan off.
No,
It's way
if I'm going to
harder.
do that, I'm going to buy a new one. I'm leaving it bolted up. I'm welding a nut onto it. I'm going to try to fix it how it is and hope for the best.
Rip it down and it rips in half and
Yeah, I was
dumps
about to
oil.
say,
Yeah,
let's
it's fine.
grab
I'll have
one.
a. I'll have a.
Whatever.
drain it
You do
first?
you.
No, fuck no. It's
just-
not getting an oil change because of this.
No.
Not unless I have to
I
replace the
didn't say
pan.
change it. I said
Yeah.
drain it. There's a
Okay,
difference.
fair, yeah.
Pour it into like a
Run
cup.
it dry.
Put it
Well.
back in.
Drain and filter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Theoretically, I've seen it. You take a vacuum, you stick it on the oil fill
Oh,
port.
yeah.
It'll keep the oil from rushing out because it's building vacuum. Take like a hose vacuum and stick it to the oil fill port.
But that's only if I rip it. If I don't rip it, then we don't need it.
You're probably
There's a lot of ifs there.
Yeah.
And
Or I
know
just
you.
have the
How-
oil catch can
how-
next to me when I'm doing the slide hammering, and I slide it underneath of it if I rip it.
Put your GoPro on time lapse, not as fucking pictures
Fair,
per
yeah,
millisecond
you're-
as
yeah.
just a video time lapse, as sane people do. And just watch what happens. We'll see. It'd be really cool either way.
Yeah, it'd be all right.
It's like freeze frame. Andy's clean. Oil.
oil.
Yeah.
How?
No, it'll probably be fine.
How much is a new oil pan?
$155.
From where?
O'Reilly's.
Fuck O'Reilly.
It's a Jeep, not a Subaru. They're not $30 from fucking.
I think they're like
whatchamacallit.
60 on Rock
Hold
Auto,
on,
to
Yeah.
be fair,
hold
but
on.
still.
I'm going to Rock. Why is there?
It'll be an hour.
2000
45.
Jeep Cherokee 6-cylinder 4 liter.
Oh, buddy, you got
Either way.
Four-cylinder 6-liter would be
Jeep.
crazy.
Okay.
Say, holy
What-
shit.
Wow, yeah.
What
that
year?
has like cat diesel fucking
What-
pistons
what
in it.
year?
I got it. Calm
2000.
down.
Yeah.
Cherokee?
It's so much better. Yeah, you asked
Working
her.
with
4 liter?
Yes, 4 liter.
What, Nick?
Working with diesel parts now, I've seen like the
Huge.
size of fucking Caterpillar filters.
Huge.
Even
Yeah.
like, holy
yeah,
fuck!
huge.
Yeah.
Everything is just big on a semi.
Yeah.
It's fucking retarded.
Oil pan, $43.
So good.
Beat you
Wow.
to it.
Bitch, no, the fuck you did not.
I did.
We
We
said
said
it at
it-
the same time.
Yeah, but it took me
Yeah.
one
Lick my
second.
balls.
Hey, you know how much a fucking nut costs? I already own the slide hammer.
I'll
Free
give
if
you
you
a nut.
jerk it.
100,000 if you get out of it.
Andy, why is your oil white? Ah.
It's just white pea.
I'm just excited.
I guess I'm glad it's royal purple and not royal white.
Yeah. What's the
British people- the British family, what they call
$374 one?
Mopar OEM.
Oh,
like
Jesus
legit,
Christ.
like the legit Mopar
Jesus
one.
Christ.
Mopar's proud of their stuff.
Mopar, no
Mop-
car.
Mopar makes shit stuff, don't get me wrong.
They made
Either way.
Jeep.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's,
it's
yeah,
shit.
that's fair.
yeah.
My dad wanting to buy another Ram.
Ew.
Like,
what-
why?
Who is he? Steve Summers?
It's just going to rust to shit. And he's like, well, it still runs fine. I'm like, that's
to be
dumb.
fair, everything.
Buy an
rusts to shit.
F-150.
Yeah.
Everything
yes,
that's
but
not aluminum.
specifically a Dodge
Yeah.
will rust the fuck out of the fuck. Do you know how many times my dad has redone the fender liner
4.
on his truck? Like
4.
6 fucking
Okay, that's-
times.
that's a lot.
And he's like, oh, it still bubbles. I'm like, yeah, because it's shit fucking
Yeah,
steel.
it's steel.
My dad's done his truck, I think, twice, or at least one on each side or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
but that's-
and it's completely rotted now. The cab's
Yeah.
gone. I mean, it's
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what year is your dad's old truck?
05.
06.
Yeah, my
6, yeah.
dad's is a
13.
04.
Oh.
Yeah, they're
whatever.
the same truck.
Who cares?
We just let it get rusty.
Fuck off.
We
Have you,
just
ever
gave
seen,
up.
have you ever seen an 09 to 14 Chevy, the first of the squarer ones?
Oh, those are all junk.
Gone. They make your dad's 06 look fucking
05.
new.
Yeah, considering
Yeah.
Brad's
But still,
Brad's
yeah.
15 is starting to poke rust through.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, yeah.
Now he drives it in like the Stalt. Every
Yeah, he
day.
lives in Wisconsin where they have like more of a
black
permafrost.
truck that as he was doing an oil change
Oh
was
my God.
fucking white.
He pulled in. I'm like, I thought this truck was black. He's
Yeah.
like,
It
used to
is.
be.
Yeah. My blue rental car has been fucking white all week too. So
Yeah, I'm afraid to drive all of my things outside.
Yeah.
I've
I
been
would.
washing it every week just to try and get the salt off mine.
All of my stuff's
I
black.
just don't give a fuck because one's a shit
Mine's a
box
rental.
that's
I don't
already
give a
rusted.
flying
I was
and
gonna
the
say,
others
you
are
got a
work-
rental. You have a shit box. I want to kind of keep my car in good
And-
condition.
I
you're
want
gonna
to
trade
work.
it in a year anyway. Who cares? Or that's not
Still.
happening because of the furnace. But
No, that's still the
Look,
plan.
That puts a bike on hold, not a
The
car.
way
okay,
I think
fair.
about it is, oh, cool. Not only did I get to rebuild this engine, now I get to learn how to do body work.
We're not doing body work on your shit.
Fuck
I am.
no.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's called rivets
No.
and
The only
spray
body work
foam.
I'm gonna do is cutting it out like on the Jeep. I have yet to do anything that like redoes it.
You did the whole inside of your rear fenders. Your point is invalid.
well,
sir.
that
haven't-
was mostly just to keep it like not weather tight.
What about
per
your
se,
you
but-
say your floor pans, your
Yeah. Floor pan has a
Keep
railroad
the
sign in
splash
it.
holes out of
or
it.
a caution ahead.
some sort of
Yeah.
road construction
Yeah.
sign.
It'll be okay.
It holds water ish.
Yeah.
Stops it
There's
from
not Bondo.
splashing
There's some
into-
silicone where the welder poked through or burned through, but you know.
Just like your little anti-wrap box that just
Yeah,
got
it's
smashed.
It got siliconed.
Yeah, that's fair.
You didn't see it get siliconed, but it did get siliconed.
I believe that happened.
You mentioned it. I'm like, I'm already ahead of you. I
way-
know where the tube's at that I'm going to use too.
way ahead of you.
Actually, it was the tube of silicone that we used for your thermostat from Hangover on last year.
I believe
because
that.
it sat in
My-
my pack out all year. I'm like,
Oh
this
my
was opened exactly a year ago, and it was still like soft.
I
I'm
mean, like my
good enough.
$30 tube of silicone.
Yeah, because it was a
Me-
parts or a
It was
gas
at-
station fucking.
It was at
silicone.
Badlands. It was their parts
Oh,
counter.
yeah.
Me to my shitty dry rotted timing belt cover. I'm just gonna silicone it. Fuck it.
Did we silicone it?
No, but
I
I'm
didn't
going
think
to.
so.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't worry about it. You're like, but what if it cracks? I'm like, then it gets wet. Whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
Take the cool tuner clear plastic
Yeah.
plexiglass.
No,
one.
that's only for the dual overhead cams. not
it'll
single
still
overhead.
fit.
Is it bad? I'm already looking up and like you know
Yes.
forged
Yes.
cranks and
Why
I
for
don't
that
know.
piece of shit?
Spare engine.
Why?
spare engine.
Brother,
To be fair, it'll fit in
Modify
all
the truck.
the Subarus.
I don't have the truck yet.
yeah, but when you do,
Ah,
Don't buy
because
a
you're gonna
truck.
get a V8, it's gonna be more satisfying to dump money in.
Supercharge the V8.
Yeah,
truck.
exactly.
Ooh, yeah.
Supercharge.
I gotta
I
get
think
the
Illinois
shit
Valley is getting a
I'm not
a
buying
lowered
anything from them.
lowered platinum supercharged
Oh my God.
F-150.
Tory litter is
If
like,
you lower a truck, I'm gonna cyberbully the
yeah,
fuck out
I
of you.
don't blame
Unless
you.
it's two-wheel drive, then it's or four-wheel drive.
No, if you buy a
but
two-wheel
it's
drive truck,
supercharged,
I'm
so
gonna
it's
fucking
fast.
kill
if I
you.
lower a truck, I want you to put a gun in my mouth and pull the fucking trigger.
if you're drag racing it, it's totally
That's
valid.
different.
Totally
Yeah,
valid.
different.
Also, it's lowered and supercharged. Like
Tory-
at least it's like, hey, you're gonna put the power to the ground a lot better.
Yeah.
Not
There-
being 3 feet in the air.
There are street trucks which are low,
Yeah.
regular trucks which have weird rake to them and look wacky, and then
Correct.
lifted trucks
Yeah.
which look good,
Yeah.
and then there's bro squat, Carolina.
gay
We
boy.
don't talk to those people.
No.
Yes, correct.
We're gonna put a leveling kit on it, and that's
No.
gonna be it.
Don't even do that. It
no.
literally
Doesn't
unnecessary.
But, Tori
Michael
w-
took his back off.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
fine.
He did
Tori
it.
was
He's
like,
this
"Oh,
is
there's like two at Illinois Valley Auto Group," and I'm like, "There's no way in fucking hell I'm gonna buy anything
No.
from them."
Well, any used car lot is just going to be shit from the auction.
That's why you buy it off
Well,
Facebook from a
especially
stranger.
them.
No, they're
It's
bad.
every used car lot.
Well,
where
I mean,
do you, where
yeah,
do they
them,
get the
but, I mean,
inventory
even
from?
fucking
Yeah,
them, too.
honestly, Illinois Valley, they have there's a yellow and blue
Oh, I love
Chevy.
that truck.
Oh, Darren does too. My uncle
Why
Darren.
is he-
Every fucking time I see him, he's like, "Oh yeah, that fucking yellow truck's still sitting there." But they also have a what is it, like 112,000 mile second gen Cummins for like 30 grand.
I gotta
I'm
fucking
like, yeah,
open
that thing's
this.
clean as fuck and also very nice.
They have some kind of wacky stuff. It's not going to pop. Oh, it is.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
be
that's-
damned.
Carfox.
I just want to pull up the picture because they just posted it like today.
Yeah, there's a couple, or they posted a couple times.
I
think,
swear
but
they
yeah.
just posted it. Damn it!
It's
I saw
more
it.
than it's.
I saw
it's
the picture
probably like
today.
2 weeks
This
ago.
is not photos. I hate Facebook so much.
Yeah.
They're photos. Where to truck at? I won't miss it.
Well, yeah, so
I'm
they have to
sure.
upload all the fucking
All right, well,
every car they
never-
ever sold.
never-
Right there.
oh,
There it is. Yeah. It's from Arizona. So like regardless of how the paint is
The
beautiful.
paint's
It is
fancy.
flawless. There
Bass
is nothing
boat.
wrong with the paint besides how it looks.
Other than the way that the paint looks.
But it's from Arizona with like low miles. It's like, yeah, this is a very valuable truck. If you wrap it, this thing is worth 50 grand.
if you wrap it, my brother in
If
Christ,
you
it's
spend
full custom painted.
if you spend $6 grand and
Although
wrapping
this
it,
paint match doesn't look
That looks
great.
terrible. Yeah.
This door has been
the
replaced.
door, yeah.
I am
yeah, this-
nostalgic for that generation, but I
GMT
know
800 or whatever.
Yeah, but I know they're going to be asking way too much.
But it looks so cool.
It's cool, yeah. Don't get me wrong,
Just
but
not that
Yeah.
cool.
Well, no, this
Motherfucker,
is
I don't
like,
pay for
You
cool.
won't
Yeah.
find that many
what's the
more.
interior look like?
GMC.
Black. Oh, is it tan? Oh, it's gray. Yeah.
Okay,
is
the
that-
steering wheel's intact.
It's
Yeah.
yeah. but
Before 100,000 miles, my dad's looked like
I don't think
shit.
this has 100,000 miles on it. I'm
Probably
telling
not.
you, this is
But
a
I mean,
low
still,
mile
that's at least
Arizona truck.
20 years old, though.
if
I
it's-
know.
if it's oh, it's a
6.6 Duramax,
Oh, I didn't realize
37, 6-inch
Ooh.
lift,
They-
one owner.
They don't list the price or the miles.
Because it's too
Yeah.
much.
No, I'm
See,
pretty
I
sure it's
haven't-
like 100,000.
Yeah.
It's you can't
Either
find the
way.
truck anymore. They're like you said, they're 20 years old. Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Speaking of like that generation there, too. You guys want to take a guess what year my van is?
I've
It
never
It
None
could
of you
be
are gonna get it
anywhere
right.
from 1999 to 2018.
Yeah.
I've literally
Wrong.
never seen it.
It is a 2019.
God.
Honestly, I don't know what it looks
Judging
like
by the
either.
interior,
You just
it's-
said you drove a 300,000 mile van and you
Yeah.
have not shown a single
say, I've
picture.
The
never-
interior is
sure.
the same as like an 08.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, no, from 99 to
Yeah, 'cause they haven't
2019
changed them.
apparently.
They
I don't
never
know.
updated them.
Yeah.
because they're cheap, shitty,
Vans.
fucking
They
fleet
don't need 'em.
cars.
Yeah.
Well, after the fucking government bailout, GM's like, oh, it's plastic and it's beautiful.
Plastic
Like,
is in
Yeah.
2009, okay?
What
Housing crisis.
have they even changed it since, or do they still make the work truck van in
they
2025?
still make the
Yeah.
same
They're
exact.
the
Well, yeah,
same
then
thing.
yeah.
It's a-
so
it's a
from 99 to
fleet vehicle.
2025,
Yeah.
they're going to make the same van.
Yeah.
Of course they
And
are,
guess
'cause
what? They're
it's-
going to sell millions of
Say,
them
oh,
every
Oh
year.
yeah,
because it sells. It
Yeah.
just
it does. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's simple enough to work and it drives.
it does.
And it's
yeah.
got a 6-liter LS. God
The new one
bless.
should have a 6.6, ideally.
Yeah, I think
6.6
I
gas.
think the new ones do now. Yeah, I think they quit making the 6-liter.
I would assume so.
Cringe.
Surely the 6-liter
Well-
cannot still have good enough
Well, now
EPA
it's-
gas mileage that they're
they're
selling it.
LT motors, not LS
Oh,
motors.
fair.
now.
The
So they
government
are
got mad.
better.
I mean,
but
I average 16 to the gallon.
that's
I don't know what the
all right.
EPA like requires now.
more.
Sure.
Ah, fuck it. It's just
Sure.
a shitty fleet van.
But yeah.
Says the guy who wants to buy a shitty fleet truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same, but different.
Yeah.
Man.
Speaking of buying stuff,
Huh?
Oh, fuck.
Oh yeah, you bought a thing.
trying to.
What the fuck? What the fuck do you need
So
now?
Andy loves wasting money.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you need now?
An RC car. I got my vacation check. It was more than I thought it was going to be. So I'm like, I got 400.
So I'm immediately gonna burn it.
400.
It's
is
burning a
not
hole in
much.
my pocket.
400 is
I
not
need to
that much.
burn this money.
But what would you possibly buy with $400?
something on Marketplace that resembles this.
Why?
Sorry, it's not full screen.
This is a axial Capra.
Okay.
This
Like
is this the
capybara?
4-wheel steer one?
I don't
know.
know.
I would
You
say
just
it.
sent me. You
No,
sent me
no.
the word axial cap.
Well, because there's two different versions, but I couldn't find to buy the non 4-wheel steer one, which this is, but there are also 4-wheel steer versions.
I don't know. Why don't
Either
you
way.
spend that $400 on, like, I don't know, the stuff you need to, like, do your upstairs?
Because how not
Zero.
ready for you.
It's
Okay,
four-wheel
this
steer.
one is okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You
Yeah.
just know what you're talking about.
Well, the one I was going to buy is the older version that didn't have it, but then the guy's like, I've been talking to him for 3 days about it, and he's like, hey, I'm going to trade somebody. I'm like, bro, we had a time, price, everything set, and now you tell me you're waiting on a trade? Fuck you.
RC car guys love to yap.
Motherfucker. So yeah.
brother
But also there's a remote control day for the Total Off-Road people. There's going to be a handful of us going up there the 15th of
So
February.
not this upcoming weekend.
Yeah, the following.
Yeah. Well, not
So
this weekend.
Yeah.
Next
The
weekend. one
weekend after
that.
we
Yes.
do rally go-kart.
Yes.
After the Super Bowl, as
So,
people
yeah.
call it. But yeah.
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 I'm still doing it. Tori's like, you can't go-karting. I'm like, fucking watch
Fuck
me.
You,
the
steer, you
Super
could steer
Bowl.
with one hand.
Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
said.
fair. Yeah, I didn't think about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I thought you meant for the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
fucking
I'll
party.
just
For
take
the
the-
watch party.
I'll-
you
I'll
can't go
just-
to a watch party.
I'll
Yeah,
just take the
fuck
wrap
that.
off and walk in, put my helmet on, and
I would-
steer one-handed.
I would just put your wrist brace on when you get in there.
Fair.
They're not gonna be like, you can't race. You have a wrist brace. They'll be like, oh, you.
This is an old
Suck my
sports energy
ass.
and injury. It's fine.
Old sports energy.
Yeah, either way.
So you're buying another RC car.
Yes.
Why?
Dumb.
Because this one is low center of gravity.
Mm-hmm.
4-wheel steer would be cool.
Sure.
Yeah, $400 on Marketplace is pretty common for them.
And just because your TRX4 is
My
just too
TRX4
big.
is waterproof and like is good in its own right, but this is just like the other version of that. Like it's lower center of gravity, way more competition based. I talked to Kyle Meng. I'm like, hey, what do I need, or what are the rules for competition if I do ever want to do like be in one?
Right.
He's like, oh, like he sent me the website link. He's like, oh, this. So there's like multiple ways I can go with the Capra.
Right. It's like
So
if
I'm
you
like, oh,
pick
like, whatever.
a class to follow,
Yeah,
it makes it a
kinda.
lot easier. But yeah,
So,
considering you're going from this, which is tall as shit.
Very heavy, very tall, just kind of like very big body. This is a 1/10 scale technically, but it's really way bigger
It's-
than that.
it-
It's huge.
Its height is 8th scale. It's
No,
big.
just the body width in general.
Yeah.
Like, because we're going to Crawler Canyon for the RC Day for Total Off Road.
Where's that at?
Joliet.
Oh, okay.
And this body just like every like off kilter, it was like the front. It was either the front corner of each bumper or the back corner of the bumper or
almost
bed.
always-
Like it's always digging into something because it just doesn't have the right. It's
called
size of it.
self-clearancing,
If you just
buddy.
don't have
that one.
bumpers,
It's light plastic and it
then
just
you're
bounces
good.
off of it instead of clearancing.
yeah, no, it dead stops all the time.
You have to manually clearance it.
Yeah. So, and I don't like if the body's too pretty to do that. So I'm like, hey, you know what
So you're
doesn't have a
basi-
body? This.
So you're basically buying a beater buggy that you could just throw off.
This is
stuff.
this is more competition based. The TRX4, like I said, it'll be like fucking throw it in water, do whatever.
That's your like you're going to the creek down the road and you just like,
yes,
play with it
exactly.
for an hour.
This is like the indoor stuff, and then like more like actual rock crawling outside.
This is the one
like, on
you're-
courses and stuff.
you're buying brass knuckles to get the weight right. And you're buying
Yeah, this one I
better
can
tires.
dial in. The TRX4 is like replace what breaks and just keep beating it.
Yeah, the TRX is good enough.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Where this is gonna be like I need it good.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I'll
Interesting.
say mostly preparing this for the big RC day that was mentioned to me in the
2
Total
weeks.
Off-Road Patreon chat. I'm like, oh, neat.
Fancy.
Like, Jeremy Wilson is coming from Indiana.
Okay.
Mike is possibly, like, most likely coming.
Okay.
Steve said he
Sounds-
probably will and probably bring his kid because his kid has that 1/24
He's
scale.
a 24 scale Bronco. Yeah.
Mang should be there.
Yep.
Trevor Torrens might, depending on
That's
what
a
his
lot of drive. For
depends.
him,
Well,
but-
his dad's up here too.
True.
He's like he. The only thing he said was it's Valentine's Day weekend. I'm like, bring your girlfriend, take her to Chicago to a fancy place to eat Friday.
Yeah, she's
and then,
gonna really love that.
yeah.
Well, no, because they come to Chicago for a lot because his dad's still up here. So like they come up to Illinois quite a bit. But I'm like, yeah, just come to Chicago, take her to a fancy place for like
Take her to
actual
Fogo de
on the
Chao.
14th. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, like take her out to eat. You know, on the like when you're up here, come RCing during the day on Saturday, and then fucking go do whatever else you want. Go home, whatever. But yeah. So yeah, big RC day. There's gonna be a fucking. Oh, and then Dominic's also planning to come, my buddy. So he's gonna bring his other RC car, Red Cat Ascent Fusion. But yeah, so that's the plans. Brian left, and you all are both on your phone. This
Sorry,
is not good
I'm,
podcasting.
I'm trying
guys.
to text one-handed. It's a motherfucker.
Don't text. We're on a
lick
podcast.
my balls.
I don't know what Nick's
Hand
doing. Nick's on Reddit, go
broken.
figure.
Nick's fucking scrolling Reddit
Yeah.
like fucking
Yes.
usual.
Yeah.
So why the fuck do you feel the need to burn $400 fucking on an RC car?
because I don't need anything right away for upstairs yet.
but you could bank that money and
It's
wait for
fine.
it
Yeah,
because
but
it's
you know
fine.
how much was your fucking linen closet that you needed? Like
$1,500.
yeah,
But I think it's neat.
Yeah, but it's
put a
neat.
dent in it.
And I'll be using this before I'll be using a linen closet.
You know what? Then I don't want to hear you bitch and moan when I'm like,
You
"Oh,
literally have no room to talk.
I don't want to hear shit. What the fuck you mean I don't have room?
Impala could have been sold a year ago.
I've been gone for 1 minute. What has happened?
I'm
in
just
here?
to talk?
throwing
Me
it
and
out
Andy
there.
are getting in a verbal fist fight.
Yeah. $400 is nothing. Considering
put
the
it this way.
vacation check was more than I thought it was.
$400 is nothing, bitch. I could buy fucking winter tires. for
Exactly,
fucking
it's
beer.
nothing. That's all I'm spending on this fucking thing.
can
Don't
buy-
bitch about me spending it.
You could buy
Lick my
Taco Bell
balls.
20
Yeah,
times.
I bought a $300
You know what?
steering pump for the Jeep, and you didn't say anything
you know
about
what?
that.
You know what? Fuck you.
You guys-
Suck my asshole.
Oh, the mute button. That sucks.
Can you turn me back on now?
No.
You can't leave
no.
Andy muted.
I'll leave him muted.
can't
But
just-
goddamn. No. Sit your ass back down. Fuck you.
You guys suck.
You a bitch.
I've been gone for a minute.
Yeah, well,
He started
both
it.
of these dumbasses were on their phone. I'm talking. I'm like I don't know.
I'm
You
tech.
could
I
do
was
anything.
fucking listening.
I already knew you
Lick
two were
my
gonna
balls.
So
argue,
are the people
I
online.
fucking-
They're only listening.
Nobody listens.
Nobody.
That's fine.
Everybody's gone at this point.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true, but crazy. Somebody's gonna come
Fuck
in. I'm
you.
still here. We're doing it for you, whoever
Shit.
you are.
Jeremy Wilson. I think he's back on a kick listening anyway.
or
but
May.
yeah.
I don't know.
Or the
Yeah.
you guys don't
Yeah.
know this because you
Words.
guys don't check the comments. I sent it to Marcus.
Oh yeah.
The guy who runs the 2.5 RS at Rally.
The one that I was
Apparently
like,
he listens.
pretty interested in
Oh,
buying.
at Rally.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
He's got a full Impreza shell. He's like, I'll sell this to Marcus for like
For $100
bucks.
Is it commenting
Done.
on the YouTube?
You have a spare motor.
or-
Put it in it.
No. Shell.
Yeah,
So
no,
suspension.
You already have a spare
Yes,
motor,
I
that's
know.
what he's
Yeah.
saying.
You put your good motor, or like once you fixed it, into that
I have
shell.
a feeling the shell's pretty rough.
Who
but
cares?
I'm like,
I do.
I'm like, damn, that's not the worst. I sent it to him.
It's
he's like,
$100.
Yeah.
You'll have almost as much in that shell than this rusted out piece of shit.
I don't know.
that's why he's not building the rusted out piece of
Exactly.
shit either. to be
I would
fair.
if he's offering to sell it to you, it's worth selling. You would not
potentially.
sell this shell because it's that bad.
No.
And anybody who shows up be like, it's not worth it. And they're gonna
Again,
leave.
at $100, that doesn't mean anything. It's just like, hey,
That means this guy's probably had 20 of these cars. And he's just like, he just kind of has.
He was
it.
using it for spare parts.
Yeah,
So he's like, I
so-
stole the knuckles and this and that and all this. I'm like, it's still
It's
interesting.
$100. That is the next cheapest. That is the cheapest rally car.
Other than
Route.
the one he owns that he could daily drive and rally.
That yes,
Yeah.
I
That is the
am
first
also
cheapest.
with you on this. Yes,
that
but
is-
also yeah,
that
he's
is
already got it in his
patented.
mind that he's going to
We're-
buy something else.
No, he doesn't.
No.
He's going to rally the red one now.
I did have
The
it.
same night we found out you can't rally this car, you were already searching for project cars.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, but that's-
so
it's fun to Google
This is
stuff.
where I've gone.
Yeah,
so
where are you
far.
currently at
So this
rally
is
related?
where I'm currently sitting at rally related.
Rally the red car for a year.
Broken wrist.
Yes,
Like I said that night.
we are gonna rally. The game plan was to rally the red car for one more season.
Yes.
And then I was looking into buying something else and either building or buying something else like
Because you would like to get into a higher performance class.
I would. This is the problem
Impreza.
with the red shitbox that I have now.
Yes.
There's no way in fuck I'm going to be able to strip enough weight to get it to go faster.
So modified's out because it won't be fast enough.
Yeah, it's not going to
Yeah.
be competitive to keep upgrading this car, which is fine.
Right.
Like like it's
What do you want to
it's
upgrade
a
it
fucking
to,
wagon.
though?
Well, I would like to, eventually, move up the stages and, cage and
It's kind of like if you're going
tires
to
and
keep spending
suspension.
money on
If
this
I'm
car,
going to keep going into
Yeah.
rally and stuff, like
Yeah, I know.
eventually you're going to get into what is it, ARA?
ARA is like the big stage
Yeah.
rallies,
Yeah.
cages.
And we'll get to there eventually. But
Yeah.
it's a waste of
No,
money
I
to do
know.
it with the red
Yeah.
car.
I know.
So that's why I was like, oh, I could buy what's his name's 2000
the
Impreza.
shell. Oh no,
No, his that he has
Michael
sold.
Michael Ebert.
Yeah,
or
Michael.
whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like I could buy that, but then what kind of sucks is like, okay, that kind of takes away the whole, learning and
It kind of just
building.
throws
and
you into
so-
a fast
It
car.
throws me into a modified all-wheel
Yes.
drive, and like I have nowhere to. I'm already in a fast car, which is great and that's awesome, but like I need to grow into that and build it up because you get to a point in a vehicle, especially in competition, where
Either
my skill is more than this car can produce, and so I need to upgrade it, or vice versa.
Yeah, you've
you have
caught
to
up-
build the car to what you're capable of doing.
you caught up to the car's
Exactly.
capabilities. Right.
So that kind of defeats the purpose and kind of fun to me because I like to build shit slowly up and up with things, and go up in class. So that kind of, kills it for me.
And it's like the tinkering part is just as much fun as actually
Oh,
racing.
yeah, I
It's
fucking
like
love tinkering.
you're like, man, like if I could take Forester struts but put Subaru springs on them with longer droop, and you it's like
Yeah.
the like research.
Then you're
of,
getting
like,
into the
that's-
rabbit hole.
I
of
couldn't care
everything.
less.
right.
So it's like,
But
okay,
that's why he doesn't want to just buy a car.
this
Fair.
is what the plan is right now. We're gonna build the red one completely out
for a full stock class car.
for a full stock class.
Yes.
So right now the plan is once the engine swap is done,
You conflict yourself so much.
I know, but I do it less than you, so go fuck yourself.
I
You spend money on stupid shit. Fuck you.
both
yes,
do, to be
you are
fair.
absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I'll
But
never deny you
to
on
be
that,
fair,
but I
he
don't conflict
embraces
myself
it.
as much as you. God damn.
So
Andy will be.
you said
proudly
you
stupid.
were adamant. No, I'm not. I'm not going to rally this red car ever. I'm going to maybe do it next year, and that's it. It's going to be a driver. That's it. It's
I
always going to be a
didn't-
shit box. It's never going to be anything else.
I didn't want to completely trash the just rebuilt engine and trans that I just put into it.
Mm-hmm.
So
now you're going to keep racing it in stock class and still beat it.
no.
Yes.
You're going to beat it, whether it's in stock or modified or prepared or any of it.
No.
You're going to beat on the engine. The engine is
Well,
the hardest
yeah,
working
that's
part of the whole car.
Yes, I understand that. But
Mm-hmm.
just fucking listen. So we're gonna build the red one out for right now,
Yeah.
and then eventually I'll buy something else, and we'll build that up
Okay.
up until we get into AMA.
You're
or
saying
ARA.
You're saying that this car will never be more than stock class.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That is a fair
Literally,
skill
like,
limit for that car.
A week ago, you said, no, I'm only going to do it for the 1 year.
Yeah,
That's
that's
where I'm
kind
getting
of
at.
the plan right now.
He's saying
we're
he's
gonna
hoping-
do it for the 1 year.
He's saying hoping next year he can get a
But
new
next
car
year, you're not
start
going to be
with.
ready for it. It'll be 5 years before you even consider putting a cage in a car. It'll be
Not if
$1,000
I
investment
fucking-
minimum.
Not
No,
if
he's
I
not-
fucking buy something else.
With a cage in it?
He's saying he's not going to buy a caged car next year. He wants to buy a new car to start with.
Yeah.
From stock, then to prepared, then to mod,
Yes.
then to cage, then this. Year after year. Not
Yeah.
So you're not going to build the red car. It's just going to stay
no,
stock.
stock class car.
Stock
yes.
class.
Okay, you keep saying I'm going to build out the red car.
Well,
for
I'm
stock
gonna build
class.
out
I'm
the
like,
red car as
there's
in,
nothing
like-
you could do. It has to stay
There's
stock.
very few things.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Reliability wise.
Yeah, you're putting in a good motor. That's all.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
it.
putting in a good
That's the
motor. I
big
want to
step.
redo the exhaust, and there's a couple little cosmetic bullshits that I want to fucking do.
yeah. Little stuff.
Little stuff.
That's not even building out.
But
I'm just.
it's stock class. You can't build it any further.
I literally just said
Literally,
that.
I said to
Yes.
Brian like last week,
You
I was
guys are
like,
saying
you know
the
what?
same thing.
Fuck it, we're gonna put unequal length headers on it because I found some for $100, and Brian's like, oh well, that'll put you out of stock, and it's like, yeah, technically, but it's not like I'm gonna immediately gross 40 fucking horsepower in that class and beat the piss out of everybody. It's a fucking limited piece of shit fucking engine that's not gonna get any better. So no matter what I
Yeah, but
do
it's stock class for a reason.
in the
Correct.
faith of stock class, it's still not gonna beat anybody.
Yeah, but it's still stock class.
Correct.
Like how I probably shouldn't have been in stock class with my drilled and slotted front rotors.
Theoretically. but-
Ideally, my argument was if you want to go test the rear brakes and see if they work, and that's kind
my
of that was a
point.
give and take.
That's
Yeah.
my
But no,
point.
you only like that was
It's
I
the-
had a gain and a loss with
It's-
my brake system.
Yeah,
you only have a gain with your headers.
No,
the-
I don't.
It's the
It's fucking heavy as
it's
shit.
the spirit of the rule versus the written rule is all you guys are debating
Yeah.
right now. In the written rule, yes, it's cheating.
Yeah.
In the spirit of
So
it,
I'll call you
I'm-
out on that the first
Okay,
event, and
that's fine.
You're not going to be in stock class anymore.
Then I'll fucking call you out for all
I'm
of
not
your
going in
shit.
stock
He's
class
going to go
next
to
year.
prepared class next year or modified even.
Yeah, I don't know
depending on
yet.
Then
where he lands.
fuck me.
I'm just throwing it out there. Like, be honest or don't.
Yeah.
If it is the rule, this isn't the gray area of the rule. This is the rule. It's not stock.
Correct.
So what the fuck you want me to do then? Go out and buy a
Don't buy the headers.
$6,000 fucking car?
No,
and-
don't buy the headers. Buy the shell. Put your spare motor in it, and you are exactly where you're going to be a year from now. But you already can tinker with the parts car now. Because if your red car is going to stay stock, then leave it stock. But for now, buy that shell, put your spare motor in it, and then tinker with
Okay,
that.
but then
And if you upgrade the
here's the
engine later
issue.
for more power, you can do that with a turbo motor or whatever the hell you want to do with the Impreza shell. But for now, you have a stock motor, but you can dial in the suspension and the wheels and everything else, and you're still only in that car $100. Rather than buying another car for $1,000, you're out more money. You have to wait to earn more money in order to to buy it.
But the little we know is like, I don't know if this car's rusted in half. I don't know if it has a title.
Ideally, again, it's
in perfect condition.
Yeah,
but you can't-
it's
ideally,
better
but
than this one, and you were already planning to rally this one.
The donor car was
that's what I mean.
supposed to be in decent condition, and it's fucking rusted the fuck out of.
You
and the
had
rear
that
suspension
was your
stuff
call,
fucked
and
up.
you
that
didn't
was just
go
like
underneath
like,
of it.
That was a before you looked
Yeah.
at it.
that was a I'm tired of waiting for this fucking crackhead in a fucking
No, I
parking
understand
lot.
that. Yeah,
Like, load this thing up. I'm gonna give you $500.
but yeah,
and we're
you
gonna debate about
gambled
it.
$300 on the engine and trans, and you won that. You gambled
Whatever.
whatever the
Whatever.
just your time and money, or your time more than anything, to try to turn that into a rally car. So again, you won on the engine and trans.
Right there.
I'm just saying, like you.
To be fair,
Trust me, you're ahead on the engine and
I've been
trans.
fighting myself about this decision for fucking weeks.
No, I know.
It's
But
every week. It's the idea.
The
does
donor car
change.
paid for itself. That's fine. That's done and over with.
Well,
now.
yeah.
But the next best thing you can do is buy the $100 roller, or go
If
out there
it's
and
in
look at
decent
it.
enough
Yeah.
shape.
But again, you don't know what it looks like at all.
Yeah.
That's
And again, if I had a pile of shit rusted out car in my driveway, I would not offer it for sale, especially to like.
we're talking about how we already have a rusted out car that we
Yeah,
don't
but you
care
went
about.
out of your way to hope that it was good. This guy is saying, "Hey,
He never said it was good.
He listened to an hour and a half of this and
I
thought,
know.
I can sell this. Like, just agree with me. Because you're
No.
making it, not you. I know you can argue with me.
Again,
but
Marcus
no.
also has nowhere to put it, nowhere to work on it.
Yeah.
I've offered you 2.5 acres.
Yeah, I
1,000
understand
times.
that.
But Marcus
But
has
a-
to drive then.
But no, that's fine.
But again, if it's a
the thing
no-title
of
car-
I'm already at
Yeah.
like I have a fucking trailer full of shit at my mom's that needs to get fucking emptied
Yeah.
out. Then I'm already talking about getting rid of my Impala and buying a truck. Okay, so that's an equal fucking trade.
Yeah, no, I know.
So
I
then,
understand your
then
space
on top of
situation.
that,
I do.
I have to convince myself, yeah, let's buy another car for rallies.
That
So then
may
I'm going to
have no
have
title.
that may have no title. So then I'm going to have a truck that I won't probably daily drive because it's not fuel efficient. Then I'll have a ship box, which has a
Yeah.
new engine that I'll probably.
But you're
gonna
be in the
drive.
same
But then I'm
situation
gonna
in a
drive
year after-
another fucking car.
This time next year, after the rally car is over again.
Fuck, I'm tired of talking.
I'm
about
just
this.
I'm trying to
understand
get down to
where
it.
you're coming from, but like,
'Cause, yeah, you're
I
gonna
just-
rally the
I have
red
a
car for a
fucking
year.
headache about thinking about all this shit.
You're going to rally the red car for a year.
Yep.
And then at the end of next year, you're going to be
Hopefully.
looking for another rally
Hopefully.
car.
Hopefully.
Theoretically.
Yeah. So you're in you have the same number of cars. Whether you swap the Impala for an F-150 or not, you still have all
A
of
lot
these
of
cars.
shit's gonna happen in the next 2-ish years.
There's a
that-
lot. There's so much unknown that it's just
Yeah.
like, hey, maybe I do this. Like you're taking these as I'm going to buy a car. He's just been saying maybe this whole time.
Would I like
All
to?
he's doing
Oh,
is
fuck
bouncing
yeah.
ideas. He's never been serious about I'm going to buy this.
I would love to buy what's his name's fucking Impreza.
Yeah.
Where the fuck
that's
am I
not
gonna
That-
put it?
all that is just like pipe dream. Like, hey, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, next question. Kind of.
So I don't know.
You've been taking him too seriously.
Yeah.
I guess is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Marcus
Stop
just
talking,
says
man.
things.
God damn.
motherfucker.
You guys.
I'm
suck
gonna
at
buy a
this.
semi.
Yeah, I was planning to, and then I beat the shit out of my dad because that worked out really well.
Yeah.
That was the plan, was it not?
That was where the plan
Yeah.
started.
So yeah, until there's
yeah.
something like a conundrum like that in your plans, and yeah, I kind of take you at
I don't know.
somewhat seriously.
Shit's
You say,
fucked.
Marcus is like half joking about these things. You're taking him too seriously. I guess is where we're ending. up.
Yeah,
We're going on way too big of a tangent.
I'm
This
just
is true. I don't
kind of yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're at the better part of an hour 20, hour and a half. I don't know when I started recording, but I think we're out of things to talk about. Honestly,
Anybody got anything else to talk about?
I've
Nick did.
I've literally done nothing
Not
but work
important.
the whole week.
We got
So-
we got a rally coming up or
Well,
go-kart
go-karting
rally,
rally
in,
next
like,
weekend.
for the
is
award
it
ceremony.
next weekend.
Yes, this weekend will be the first. Next weekend will be that. Heal your wrist. Start doing wrist exercises and
I'm just gonna keep
take
this
your
brace.
Theragun and just beat the shit.
I'm just gonna take a
bouncing
shit.
it off the
I'm just
table.
gonna take a shitload of pills.
I don't know if that's what I would recommend,
Fuck it.
but yeah. But yeah, that's next weekend along with the Super Bowl.
We can probably take my rental car up there.
I was just gonna take my car the same as we did last time, but
There's more room in the rental car. It's a 4-door sedan rather than yours.
I mean, I don't know if we need more room, but yeah.
it's
only the
free.
three
It's
of
40
us.
mile the gallon. And I don't have to do anything for it.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
fair.
even going to wash it when I give it back. So that was my thought process.
Yeah, fuck them.
I guess theoretically you will still have it. Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, no, Sunday, yeah.
And I'm like, your truck gets done Friday. You could just drop the car off then.
Fuck no.
But you're
no,
like,
I'll
"Oh,
keep it.
just keep it."
Especially if I'm doing that trip, then yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's fair. Yeah. Either way,
Yeah.
we'll figure it out then. But yeah, I think it's enough for today. I got nothing left to
Yeah.
give to this. Nothing else.
Nope.
Okay, cool. that note, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.